This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hey everybody, this is Chase from Barrel Age Flicks. Go ahead and check out our Patreon for raw, uncut footage and early access to all of our episodes. The link is in the description, and it's only $5 a month. Thanks for listening.
I met this 6-year-old child with this blank, pale, emotionless face and the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up, because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Michael has been my life's obsession. I've examined every single case file written on him. I was a student of Dr. Loomis before he passed away. And there he is. He can't speak. He just chooses not to.
I'd love to stand closer to him, if I may. Get a sense of his awareness or lack of awareness.
Oh, make no mistake, he's aware. He was watching you as you arrived.
So is he real?
Who?
The boogeyman. I read you quoted.
You don't believe in the boogeyman?
I believe in Michael Myers, deranged serial killer, but boogeyman.
Well, you should.
Take a look at this list. Most of them, minor offenders, mental patients. One stuck out. A2201. It's Michael Myers. Babysitter murders, 1978. 40 years to this day.
Michael Myers loose with a bunch of nutbags in Haddonfield on Halloween night. We're gonna have a fucking circus on our hands.
Clinical perspective, doctor, would you say that Laurie Strode has lost her fucking marbles?
There are many ways for tragedy and violence to change a victim. Say something.
He waited for this night. He's waited for me. I've waited for him. Come on, Michael.
Hey everybody, this is Barrel Age Flicks. I'm Lenny, yeah man, and this is...
Hey, this is Ron. Let's drink and talk some movies.
And...
Hey guys, this is Sammy. Let's do this.
We also have...
What's going on, you fucking nerds? This is Tyler. Let's talk about some modern mythology.
And finally...
This is Stu. Let's drink, motherfucker. Happy Halloween, everybody. Yeah, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Happy Halloween. You sinners and you virgins out there.
Happy Halloween.
Our final Slasher Series episode. This is going to be Stu's pick of Halloween 2018. Yes. But also we have a guest on our show, Chase. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, I'm Chase. What's going on?
Welcome to the show, man. So glad to have you on board, man. But of course, Stu lost a bet over Season of the Witch. If anybody's listened to the Season of the Witch episode, yes, and he was voted out, or I was voted outright. Season of the Witch being a good Halloween movie, so he gets to take his nice hypnotic shot. So enjoy that, Stu.
I will honor this bet, even though you, as an audience, I hate to say it as much as I love you guys, you've let me down. Yeah, I really thought your taste was better than this. And it kind of makes me worry about the fact that you guys like this show. If you also like that, what does it say about us?
I think they just hate you, bro.
All right, I'd rather that be the case than them actually enjoying Season of the Witch.
I agree.
Yeah, I'd rather say I'm the douche here. It's okay. But here's to you guys. Prost.
Cheers, buddy. Enjoy it. How do you like that stuff?
Tastes like rotten fucking fruit.
So what is the drink we are going to be trying out today?
All right. So for the granddaddy of the slasher flicks, Halloween, went with some basic white bitch shit. Woodchuck hard cider, pumpkin spiced cider.
Oh, I know Lenny would be losing his shit right now.
Yes, he's actually reached out to me asking me to make sure I safe on my cannabis.
Really?
Yes.
Did you find this at a Starbucks or what?
No. I actually found it, where I find a lot of our beers. But honestly, you can't go wrong. Pumpkin Halloween. It goes hand in hand.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big cider fan, but I guess I'm going to try this shit out. So, You ready?
Prost.
Oh, it smells so fucking
Toast.
bad.
Prost.
Cheers. Fuck that.
You know, that's actually not bad.
What the who?
I mean, it's definitely not great.
No, it's not good.
I don't like it.
It's
No. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry.
I can deal
Lenny,
with
you can go ahead and you can drink the rest of mine because fuck this. I'm sorry.
Fuck it, I'll take it.
All right. No, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Pass it down, please.
Everybody get Chase hammered.
He can.
I don't.
But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and
Okay,
finish
in that
mine
case, yeah.
because
All right.
I'm not going to be a pussy. I'm going to go ahead and drink
Good.
it all. But I'm going to tell you flat out. All right, I will give it.
I hate that I like this.
I'll give it a thumb up because it works for the show, especially with the whole title sequence, the pumpkins, and everything else when they're just slowly rotting and everything. I will take it for that. But to me, it's also rotten taste.
Well, in the 2018, it wasn't rotting.
That was flaming, wasn't it?
No, 2018, it was already rotten, and then it came back.
Yeah, that's right. It did the whole backwards thing. I was thinking of 1978. I was getting mixed up, but overall, I'll give it one thumb up. It's not something I'd buy. Believe it or not, I used to like pumpkin beers, and I'm not a big cider fan, but to me, it's overrated, and I just can't do it anymore. I'm not really. Although the Warlock was good, the Warlock I enjoyed.
Yeah, no, it was totally different though.
But like I said, this is cider. It's not my drink, but if you like pumpkin, I'm sure you guys would love it. So check it out. How about you, Tyler?
Dude, it's dog shit.
How do you really feel?
It tastes like Starbucks produced a cider. That's what it tastes like. It's god awful, and it's probably overpriced too. So yeah,
like $10 for a 6-pack.
So two thumbs down, man. Fuck this shit, dude.
Oh wow, not even a thumb up.
Damn.
How about you, Stu?
I like some of the woodchuck ciders and stuff like that. Your significant other, I used to bring her a lot of different ciders, because of her gluten allergies. So
this is gluten free.
It was my excuse to try different ones because, oh no, I'm being a nice guy. I'm buying it for Sammy. I ain't a fucking basic bitch. But I do enjoy ciders. I don't enjoy this one. I don't. It does taste. It's very weird. It's pumpkin, but it's like artificial pumpkin.
It's very artificial.
You have a point there on the artificial taste, yeah.
So I'll give it a 1 thumb up just because I do know there are going to be a lot of people who enjoy this.
Yes.
Chase, unfortunately, being one of them. But I will finish my drink because once again, Mama didn't raise no bitch. So that's what I will be doing.
Chase, how about you? What do you think?
I'm giving it only 1 thumbs up.
Really? I figured you would give it 2 thumbs up the way that you.
Well, partly because I'm just thirsty as hell right now. No, it's all right. I wouldn't hunt it down in a store. I wouldn't go for it. But you keep handing them to me, I'll drink them. Fuck it.
Hey, 1 thumb up. There you go. All right. Well, then I guess that's our review. I'm really shocked at Tyler's. It was like no thumbs up at all. So
it fucking sucks. I don't know what you would say.
That Lenny would give this shit like 2 thumbs up.
Lenny would be screaming all over it right now.
Yes, he would.
It's weird.
It's the artificialness that's just taken it away from me. I'm like,
it's like they made a little bit of it with cinnamon.
Yeah, I know. I got that.
A little bit of cinnamon in it.
Maybe a little bit of nutmeg.
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't exactly have an advanced palate, sir.
Taste of semen.
This will. Jesus Christ. We're already getting to that part. All right. So go ahead. So, Stu, Halloween 2018. I know you've been excited for this. This is like I said, this is our finale for our slasher series. This is the grand killer of them all.
Yes.
What do you think about it, man?
All right. I will preface everything I'm about to fucking say as much as I do enjoy Michael Myers and I do enjoy Halloween, I am a Freddy Krueger guy.
Yeah.
I am absolutely a Freddy Krueger guy. But I decided out of respect for Tyler, who wasn't able to actually host an episode this month. He also is a huge fan of Freddy. I was like, I'm not going to go down the Freddy route. I'm going to let him host that at a future event. So I went to the granddaddy of the slasher flicks, Halloween, and my personal favorite of all of them, the 2018 one.
Yeah,
I've been a huge fucking fan of the 2018 one, especially. But I've always really enjoyed Michael Myers, even more so than Jason, which I know your personal favorite is. More than Chucky, more than Pinhead, any of them, and like that. Michael Myers, just the slow, undying evil force that he is.
He's pure
evil.
Yeah.
It just worked so goddamn well. And arguably birthed what the slasher genre that we know it. So all the respect in the world that without Michael Myers, there realistically wouldn't be a Jason. There wouldn't be a Freddy.
No, you have a point there because Friday the 13th followed through with Friday the 13th, the first movie, because of the Halloween movies.
Exactly.
So they try to make like a similar killer. And, you know, I'm a Jason fan, but still, Michael Myers, I do give respect because he was the granddaddy, basically, you know, of the slashers. So
that's why I chose this film and film series as a whole to respect and pay homage to. Without him, we wouldn't have an entire subgenre of films, and I can appreciate the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
2018 decides we're going to say fuck every other movie except for the original, which was, in my opinion...
Did this start the trend?
I don't think it started the trend.
Because a lot of other movies have done that where they erase these sequels and go, you know...
Yeah, I don't think it started the trend, but I think it's the one that worked the fucking best.
Right.
I mean, because even H2O, it said fuck the other sequels.
Yeah.
You know, after 2, it said fuck the other sequels. So you can't, even in this own film series, it wasn't the first one to say fuck the other sequels.
Right.
But it did it so goddamn well that everything made sense. Even throwing out the fact that Laurie and Michael, they're not kin. And which was a great move, in my opinion. It tied the hands a lot of trying to make this fourth mythology that was introduced in Halloween 2. And the fact that Laurie, it just happened. It isn't, you know, somebody that Michael is fixated on. He just happened to be the one he picked out. That's all she was to him. Just the one that he picked out, the virginal, you know, one. But that could have been anybody, and that's what makes it so terrifying. Is it could be anybody, and you're a target.
So you think it's better off that they completely erase Halloween 2 where they made her to be the sister?
Yes.
And go to the point where she's just a random, you know, babysitter that he's hunting down.
Yep.
No, I agree with you on that.
It's that evil versus pureness.
Yeah.
Not that brother versus sister. No.
I think I did like it a lot better. I really did.
And by focusing on that aspect of it, and then the mental trauma that she suffered, not just her, not just Laurie suffered, but the entire fucking town suffered at the hands of this gruesomeness, this evil that, you know, walked its streets. And it did a really good job of showing the psychological impact that something so brutal and so horrible, even to the point where people make jokes about it. And one of Laurie's granddaughter's friends was joking about, you know, hey, you know, it's no big deal. You know, it's not that scary. It's really not. It's what it is. Stuff happens. Right. You know, there's much more scary things going on than that.
Right.
And that's how, as a society, we've done. We've become numb to what at one time was thought was brutal and, you know, unimaginable horror. We're like, okay, it's just another day now. Going, even school shootings, you know, how I remember when Columbine happened, the entire fucking world lost their shit. Rightfully so. I ain't taking anything away from that. But now it's so commonplace, they're doing drills for it in the school. And as a way of kind of numbing, you know, society, it just shows that we just move on, we deal with these atrocities. And 2018 did a really good job of showing that. Yes, it fucked a handful of people up, but as a whole, the entire town just kept moving on.
Yeah.
And do you think that's more of an expression of of time heals all wounds, or do you think it's one of those things where sometimes people just forget? Because you had the example of Tommy Doyle and, you know, Annie's child that she babysat and the nurse and everything like that being deeply, deeply affected by the babysitter killings. And then the younger kids, just kind of more or less just being yeah, you know, whatever. It's just something that happened in this town. Because I have to imagine that even in some of the younger kids from Columbine that were born after the fact that have no memory of Columbine are probably just yeah, that shit happened here. And they really just don't think anything of it.
Yeah. But then the fact that you're showing that Tommy Doyle, that Laurie, that the other survivors are still fucked up with it, it proves time doesn't heal all wounds. Because they're still fucked up by it. It's the fact that the rest of society who wasn't 100% affected by it are able to grow numb and move on. And it's the resilience of the human race that, yeah, we go in shock, but then we just keep on moving forward as a human race. The individuals may get fucking destroyed, but we just keep moving forward, because if we allow ourselves to get mired down by this stuff, we could never continue on. If 9/11, if we all of a sudden became completely afraid of, planes and the potential of, hijacking, society, and society as a whole would go right back to the 1800s, travel by trains and shit like that. It's not what we do. We're like, nope, progress demands we continue to move on. The evolution of society demands we continue to move on, even though the ones that are affected by it are stuck at that date, stuck at that time of that trauma, and probably will be, rightfully so, stuck at that time for the entirety of their lives.
Right.
Which you see through Lori. Even to the point where she got her own child taken away from her because they deemed her an unfit mother because she was stuck in that time frame.
Yeah, because wasn't she also part of like a divorce or something like that? With
she was twice divorced.
Yeah, it was twice divorced. Yeah.
Yep. And it was just, she was in that mentality, that prepper mentality, that horde mentality of, it's going to happen. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. We need to be ready.
Well, that's just PTSD.
It is 100%. But no matter what was going on, she still was planning for this for 40 fucking years.
I mean, she was praying for Michael Myers to be out of fucking prison so she can kill him.
Yeah, can you go ahead and play that clip?
Did you know our friend Hawkins here was the first responding deputy when Michael was apprehended in 1978? He stopped Loomis from killing Michael that night.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape?
What the hell do you do that for?
So I can kill him.
Well, that was a dumb thing to pray for.
Right there.
Yeah,
that just shows right there. She didn't care about the repercussions of what would happen if Michael actually escaped. She wanted to fill that void that he created in her.
Yeah.
Even though, the argument is, vengeance is never, the right answer, all that bullshit. She didn't care.
But she was willing to. I mean, she was willing to kill herself just to kill him. I mean, she did. She wanted him gone. I mean, because he's pure evil, as Dr. Loomis said. And then what was the doctor's name? The new one.
Blanking on his name. I had my notes. My shit got fucking corrupted. So yeah, sorry. I'm fucking half-ass prepared for this shit.
Well, I would venture to say that was her last hope at quote unquote therapy. Because, in H2O, she was talking about, she's tried everything. She's tried therapy. She's tried.
But remember, H2O in this timeline never happened.
Dr. Sartain.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. Yep.
Dr. Sartain. I guess that's how you pronounce this. Dr. Sartain.
Yeah. Who was a protege of Loomis and became hyper-fixated on Michael Myers and trying to understand everything that Myers was about.
To a point, I think he had an obsession with it too, because
100%.
he really wanted. Because he also wanted to know why Michael Myers was like this. He wanted to know why he was so. What made him this way and the evil. I mean, the fact that he couldn't talk. I mean, it was just crazy on how basically he was a complete opposite of Dr. Loomis, in my opinion. Because I enjoyed Dr. Loomis.
Loomis was able to see through the humanity that everybody else saw in Michael and see the evilness that just resided in him.
Yeah,
which. To me, a 6-year-old boy going on a killing, a violent killing of his sister the way he did is that evil. What other word do you have for that?
Yeah.
Which is the Rob Zombie one. He was 13 years old. I thought that was a bad choice.
I think a lot of people thought it was a bad choice because it showed his whole backstory, and I think a lot of people didn't want the idea of him of knowing his history.
Yeah, you shouldn't be sympathetic to the killer in this case as a television genre.
I actually absolutely fucking love that, but go on.
Yeah, I'm with Tyler on this.
You guys think that you should be sympathetic to the killer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because
when you're trying to get the killer to portray evil,
he's pure evil. That's why I wouldn't be sympathetic to somebody that's just pure evil. Why would you?
Well, it goes to two different. There's two different schools of thought here, and I totally respect both of them. But on one hand, we just have pure, unadulterated evil for no fucking reason. On the 2018 Redux, we have, yes, he's pure evil. This is why.
That was 2018. It was the 2007, the Rob Zombie.
Was it?
Yeah. Probably
2007? Oh, jeez. Well, either way.
I think it was 27.
Yeah, it was 2007.
2007, and then 2010 I think was Halloween 2, I believe.
Okay. Either way, you have he's evil, but this is what happened because everybody, but it's always saying every single person is one bad day away from becoming a killer.
Yes, which is best summed up in what's the Falling Down.
Yeah.
Falling Down. Michael Douglas film.
That's a good movie.
Fucking
bro.
That's a
Holy
great
shit,
movie.
dude.
Yes.
Bro, man, like that fucking scene on the pier where he's like, you mean I'm the bad guy? Like, how did it dude, that shit broke my fucking heart, dude.
But see, it changes the person and the type of film that it is altogether. Michael Myers as the Shape, what he's referred to.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to be this pure evil killing machine.
Question for you.
That's what he is.
Question. Do you like him being called? I know he's called the Shape. That's what he was referred to in the original 1978 version, and in this, then being called Michael Myers. I mean, do you think
also the Boogeyman.
Oh yeah, true, the Boogeyman. But I mean, the Shape. Do you think that's a really neat name?
I think it forms exactly what he's supposed to be. He is the shape of evil.
Yeah.
He is this force that is just coming and coming.
I feel like they could have done a better job with labeling him as the Shape and making it more, I don't know, because I was last week before I realized that he was ever mentioned or referred to as the Shape other than Michael Myers.
But I think that works.
I think the Shape would have done, it's just more publicized. It's better.
I guess, but you don't want to take away the fact that it's this one person. I think that's what separates somebody so evil like that. It's this one pure evil, and the fact that it's this one self-contained person. It isn't like in where Jason's being passed and Jason Goes to Hell and shit like that. It isn't that weird shit.
Yeah.
It isn't, even as much as I love Freddy, it isn't the evil demons have just inhabited that because it's the most scary thing they have currently, and they stayed with him. But it's this this old ancient force that passes around, which they eventually.
But about Freddy Krueger, can you even be sympathetic to him?
No.
Not really, because he's a child killer.
It depends.
When they tried to give him some sympathy in the reboot by actually making you question whether or not he was actually guilty or not, it didn't fucking work, did it?
No.
Well, so it may not have worked in the way that they portrayed it, the way that they put it out there, but making you second guess whether or not he was actually truly evil to begin with, if he was actually wrongly accused and basically killed by a mob, then
it was a
witch hunt, lynch mob, witch hunt, then he became the Freddy that we know. Like that kind of makes him a little more sympathetic, kind of makes him a more complex character. I actually really like that.
I understand being rooting for complex characters. Hannibal Lecter. Very complex character. Even though some of his backstories were kind of fucking weird and okay, but he was a very complex character that I enjoyed and I rooted for. But it was a different type of mentality, different type of character than what Michael Myers was created as to be this pure evil.
Because Michael Myers isn't complex at all. I mean, he's just evil. That's all he is. He's just a killing machine.
I enjoyed the Rob Zombie one. I ain't taking anything away from the Rob Zombie one. I enjoyed it. But it wasn't Michael Myers to me.
And I think you're right. Like I said, there's two different schools of thought. One of those is, everybody can empathize with becoming that evil. But at the same time, you're right. Michael Myers is meant to be this one-note fucking terrifying, he's going to come and kill whoever's in his fucking way.
Yes.
Unstoppable force.
Yep. And gets stronger as he kills. I mean, he gets stronger as even the more damage he gets, he actually becomes stronger in what he does. So
exactly. He's just this juggernaut force of murder.
Which they talked about in Halloween Kills. They started touching on that, which is still up in the air whether that's a good decision.
Oh, I know. Trust me. I think our review of Halloween Kills was not expected. What we thought. We kind of gave it almost like a half review for all of it. It wasn't like an excellent movie, and the ending really jumped at us what the fuck? I mean, seriously, trying to figure out what the hell are they going to do in the next one? What's the next? Because I'm really curious how it's going to turn out.
Yes.
But this one, I still see this one being better as Halloween Kills. I enjoyed the hell out of this. I thought this was a great sequel, and I loved how they made Michael Myers. it also, I like the fact, all right, the thing about the Rob Zombies, he's a big hulking figure. He's huge and everything else.
I love that.
Yeah, it's good, but the thing is,
it's a different character.
Yeah, it's a different character. In this one, he's just a regular guy. He's not like big. He's not muscular or anything like that. He's not like towering.
He's still very strong.
You know, he is strong, but it feels like he gets stronger over and over. So he can just lift, especially that fucking firefighter in Halloween Kills when he just lifts him up with one hand. But the fact is that, you know, he's interesting to watch in this one.
Yes.
I actually enjoyed how they made it. And plus, I enjoyed the look of him. I thought the look was perfect, that they stayed in with the original look. Oh, yeah. Tyler's showing us a picture of him just lifting that firefighter up, and it's amazing. But overall, man, you're right on this. This film is, to me, the better sequel out of all of them. I will agree with you on that. And I do agree with but the complexity about him, there is no complexity. He is just pure evil.
Exactly.
That's all he is.
And people try to understand him, and they fail. He spent 15 fucking years in an asylum after, you know, his first fucking killing spree. Nobody get fucking through to him.
Yep.
Gets out. Decides to go trick-or-treating all over fucking again. Shit gets fucking taken down.
40 years later.
Yep. Rolls back out 40 years fucking later. All right, time to go fucking trick-or-treating again. All right, and it's the argument of it's that mask that he's wearing allows him to be that evil, which I did really enjoy the mask fixation that they showed in the Rob Zombie ones. I did enjoy that a lot. Thought he did a really good job, him focusing on that and being connected and also a separate self, you know, in those ones. And it made sense with the character.
Yeah, there's even one part I believe where he's not screaming like, you know, give me back my mask. He's saying like, you know, like give me my face.
Yeah, it's a part of him. It's what he is.
I think it's what completes him.
Yeah. It allows it allows him to step into that role of that evil.
But do you feel he's more weak without his mask?
Yeah, he in his own mind, he's weak without.
I would say, because he's not able to access that part of himself
in his own mind.
Right
now, it doesn't stop him from doing what fucking needs to be done. Hence, when he got out in the 2018 one and goes to that fucking gas station and wrecks their fucking shit, including fucking dropping those fucking teeth down. You know, and when the chick's in the fucking stall,
he's fucking brutal, man.
Real quick. Out of the whole fucking series, probably one of my favorite scenes right there when he drops the teeth over the top of the stall.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
You know what? I actually want another part I love about that. I love the whole, how when you can hear him stomping, when you can hear him walking through the bathroom and you can just hear his footsteps and how it just gets more like something's going to happen. You know that this is Michael Myers. But the other thing that I loved about this 2018 about his mask is also the part when the podcasters went over there. Podcasters, of course, going over there to see him at the asylum, and then he pulls the mask out and you could just see Michael Myers' face, because you never see his face, but you see the backside of his head, and you could just tell that his face moved a little bit because he felt the mask.
Exactly.
I really I thought that was really cool how they did that. How
the podcaster even comments on it, you know.
Yeah, he feels the energy of it.
You, Michael.
Yeah, so I thought that was really smart how they did that.
Even though that podcaster kind of got on my nerves, and I was really glad to see them go away. I really was like, you fucking douchebag.
I really wanted a better kill with it. What was his kill? He was when he choked, or was it the
he was very
female?
His was fucking very goddamn weak.
Yeah,
so like that. But just the pure terror that Michael introduced to the female podcaster was just. That was so delicious. It really was.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see the kills escalate more and more throughout the series to the point where Halloween Kills, even though Halloween Kills is a flawed film, it's got great fucking kills.
I'm still not going to say it's a flawed film. I'm still waiting to see what they do with the story.
I know. I think we remember saying that the third movie is really going to tell us if we actually like Halloween Kills more or not, because it's probably it'll finalize the story. This was fun. This movie is a fun film.
And there's a reason that I think this one is it proves that it has a reason to be my favorite. So I was looking up at some numbers, all right, and going through all the financial reasons, you know, that these movies have made, which, by the way, Halloween now holds the box office record over everybody. You know, it has brought in the most revenue compared to any other slasher franchise or horror franchise.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I know when Halloween Ends comes out, it's going to be a fucking killer. It's going to make a beating at the box office.
Based on adjusted value, for inflation.
Even through Peacock. I mean, because it was on streaming. That's the
right
thing
now,
that's
that
crazy.
one hasn't made. It's made good money. Don't get me wrong. It's sitting at Halloween Kills has already made, even through Peacock worldwide, $97 million.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. See, and the thing is, next year, or if it's coming on next year, if there's no delays and everything, I'm sure they're going to make this like theater exclusive this time, because like they're already doing that. I'm going off subject, but they're doing that for Dune. The Dune sequel has been greenlighted for Dune 2, and they said the director is getting his way, and it's going to be movie theater exclusive.
Did they actually greenlight? I know they
greenlit
talked about it.
No, it's been greenlit now? Yeah, it's official.
I've got to see that.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But I think they're going to do that with Halloween Ends. I think they're not going to release on streaming, because I think they're really trying to get everybody back in the theaters now. And if it doesn't go on streaming, I'm sure this movie's going to make I'm sure it's going to make more than the first two alone. I guarantee it.
So get back to the numbers. Halloween, the franchise, has made $761 million as a franchise between its 12 films currently. The next one would be Friday, of course, which is $755 million.
Hey, I'm happy with it being, you know what? At least
it's currently, we don't know what Halloween Kills final.
I was going to say,
it beats off Leatherface, it beats Freddy, it beats those, so I'm happy with that.
It beats off who?
Who does that beat off?
Yeah,
what did I say?
When it
beats off Leatherface?
I'm sorry. Words are hard.
Films are you watching?
I don't know. Get back to the subject. I don't even know why I said that.
I don't need you to go to Pornhub to watch
I wasn't trying to do that. What the fuck? Why do I? Oh my god! I don't.
Can I just interject on this little? The last quarter of this can is like mouth fucking one of those November fall time potpourri pine cone bowls that some asshole has on his kitchen counter, and I am pissed off about it.
Yeah, like everything.
Hey, you want to taste a pine cone? Try some Tubi 60. Seriously, that fucking bullshit. that is the worst bullshit you remember that shit, Tyler?
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, me and fucking Lenny had to drink most of that shit.
Cone, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
So original Halloween had about a $350,000 budget.
Okay.
All right. It has grossed worldwide about $70 million. But that's also back from 1978.
Well, inflation and all that stuff. I mean,
yes.
Still, you got to think. I mean, this guy.
But also, any fans of any of the Halloween movies they see, I would say 90% of them will then at one point or another go back to see the original. So you know it's going to be seen by the greatest amount of people.
Well, here's a question for you. Do you think that 2018, for newcomers to the Halloween, do you think they can watch 2018 without having to watch Halloween?
Yes, I think
definitely.
they did a great job.
But do you think it makes it? But what do you think is a better way of watching? Do you think it's better to watch the 1978 and then 2018, or do you think it's just better watching it as a standalone movie starting the new trilogy?
No, I think you got to watch it like in sequence for sure.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, no, I agree with that. I'm just.
But it depends.
I don't know. I think
for somebody like us, who are appreciative of older films and can, draw that, but then you have somebody, the younger audience. We were talking to Chase before he came on this when we were planning this, and he was talking about he grew up in the Rob Zombie films.
That was my introduction to Halloween.
And I'm trying to think if somebody with that mentality for the first time, if they were of this age, to see the 78 one, would it have grabbed them? Would it have then they thought this is going to be a worthy series to continue to watch?
I think no.
That's what I'm going to lean towards.
And the reason for that is because, well, for one, I wanted to point out that we got $761 million that this series has made, and they went into this thinking, oh, well, it's going to be a one-off, and put $350,000 in budget for this one film, blah blah blah. It's going to rock.
Yeah.
And nobody thought it would take off like this, and that's impressive as fucking in the first place. But secondly, I think that today's generation, my generation, is we're numbed, like you were saying, to all this gore, this the crazy shit. We have the Saw movies. Oh my god. If you showed that to somebody in the 1960s, they would shit.
Yes.
No, you're right. Because when you think
at the fucking straight porn theaters.
That would be the late night drive.
Well, it would be X-rated. That would actually be X-rated, yeah.
Absolutely. But now it's just, that's a Tuesday night, whatever.
Yeah.
And so you show the original Halloween, and you're like, well, now what? Well, okay.
Well, so my whole thing about the original Halloween, man, like I said, there's a lot more to it than the gore.
There is.
No, and you're right,
yeah,
because that was a prime directive, Jesus. That was a prime goal for them, is that they didn't want to show gore as much. They could leave that to your imagination. It was all about the monstrosity. As Carpenter said, he was in one of the statements that he made, he was talking about how a killer stabbing somebody isn't scary. A killer, ripping somebody's arm off, it's not scary. It's disgusting.
Right.
What's scary is having somebody break into your home and hide in your home for an hour and a half while they stalk you and then try to kill you.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That one scene, and it was during the making, and they talked about how like they wanted to visually show your eyes adjusting to the light, or to the darkness rather.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they did to do that effect is like, they had Laurie in the house, and they actually had a light that would increase in brightness very, very slowly.
And like dimmer switch, yeah,
and as it brightened up, you could see suddenly like Michael's face like became visible like in the doorway, and he's just standing behind her, and it's just like those small like little things, like nobody's arm is being torn off, nobody's getting stabbed. But that shit is fucking terrifying that you could stand somewhere and like in somebody like a killer could be 3 feet from you and have no idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like
I agree completely. That is fucking terrifying. 100%. But I still don't think that a vast majority of the younger audience could appreciate what 78 did and it is as itself unless they first get introduced through something that's more shocking and more brutal and more, oh my God, something like the Rob Zombie or the 2018.
I would say any cinema connoisseur from my generation would absolutely appreciate the fuck out of it.
Yes.
Your average everyday Joe,
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm going to say this flat out. The Halloween 1978 version I've seen multiple times, and I always thought it was okay. But actually watching it again in a podcast viewing, like really, looking at the film, as a critic, I actually respect the film more than a lot of all the other Halloween films. Yes. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It's actually really topping my list for all the Halloween films and ranking. And I thought that they did it. Carpenter pulled it off perfectly. How he did it and everything else, his kills, the way that the camera, how he walks, how he's just the lighting inside the movie, everything about it, the music, especially the music. I loved it all. I was very appreciative.
Halloween 2's music was fantastic. I think the biggest and best change that they made was going to Rick Rosenthal for director for the second one. It changed so much and really added the production value so much. I can't really say I enjoyed the original compared to Halloween 2.
See, I'm completely opposite of that. I like the original better, and I love Carpenter. I'm a huge Carpenter fan, and I've gained more respect for a lot of his movies.
Right.
I love basically Prince of Darkness, They Live, fucking The Thing, everything that he's done.
Awesome,
amazing. And actually, when I've watched this film with this critic view, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. I think it's actually a really smart made horror movie.
Yeah,
even better made than the Friday the 13th films.
From a critic's eye, I think you're right, but you have a movie as an experience and a movie as a story.
Yeah,
there's two different ways to look at it on that point, and looking at it from a critic's eye on that, the story that it tells, it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And to go what you were saying about Halloween 2, you think change of director added a lot of production value. I'm going to argue what added the production value is going from a $300,000 budget to a $2.5 million fucking budget.
Absolutely.
That is what added the production value.
But that's, you got to pay for
wait, that was the budget for Halloween 2?
Yeah.
It was $2 million?
It went from $300,000 to $2.5 million.
Yeah.
It was actually $320,000. And that was just for that was.
I think half of the movie was in a hospital, wasn't it?
Yeah, they filmed in 2 different hospitals. But
just to show you though.
But no, well, I think Rick Rosenthal's particular directing style made a huge contribution.
It did. But I don't. As a whole, I don't like the direction it took the story. I really don't. Once again, going to Laurie, as a sister, I was like, it's wrong, but it is what it is.
I would like to say it makes more sense from a serial killer standpoint if he has a fascination with his family.
And they do hit on that in the later films of the original timeline, 4, 5, 6 especially. His fascination and building upon that lore that was built. But I still feel that
the random target.
Exactly. That is what can be more terrifying, more scary. Yeah. It's the randomality of the murders and the being the focus of this serial killer. Then, oh no, as long as my fucking brother isn't a goddamn fucking psychopath, I'm safe. No, that's not what it is. It's the randomness. And that's why I really appreciated what they did in the 2018. She painted herself as this fixation of Michael, when in all actuality, Michael could give a fuck less about her. The only reason Michael even came back into her life was because the doctor fucking took him there.
Yeah.
And he just happened to look out like, all right, cool. I'll kill this bitch. It is what it is. No big deal. But then to go with the fact that Lori had spent those 40 years, thinking that she's, in this battle, of good versus evil with Michael, and turning her into the fucking raging bitch that she became.
Yeah.
It has actually given me an inspiration to introduce a second drink.
This will be our first that we are going to be doing a second drink, so I'm actually really glad about this. This is pretty cool.
Yes. So in honor of Lori and how she became a raging bitch in Halloween 2018, I decided to try Flying Dog's Raging Bitch IPA. And just the name of it alone is
I love the can.
Locked it in with me.
Have you ever had this?
No, I have not.
Oh God,
I'm not an IPA fan, but I'm like I said, it's for the show, so I'll try it. But the can itself looks fucking amazing because it has Raging Bitch and almost like blood type of spray paint letters and on a black can, and Flying Dog. I guess Flying Dog is the brewer. Yeah, it looks appealing, but let's see what it tastes like.
Yeah, and I know you aren't a big IPA fan and stuff like that, but I'm sorry, the fucking name. I was like, genius.
Yeah, no. Let's go for it.
Maybe my taste buds have matured, but I recall this being some dog shit.
Flying Dog.
It might be.
All right.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Skull. Yep. Same shit. Oh God.
It tastes just like every other IPA I've had. It's
your mouth is ruined if you like this.
It's just bitter.
It's like vomit.
I disagree. I really am. For an IPA, this is exactly what I'm looking for in an IPA.
Really?
Exactly. It's not too fruity. The way a lot of IPAs can be, especially a lot of grapefruit taste to it. It's not that. It does have some of the bitterness.
It's just too acidic, man.
Well, I like it. I do.
How many thumbs?
I'm giving this 2 thumbs up.
Really?
Yes.
I'll give it to you once you do get past the acidic bum rush that you get in the face.
Yes, it is a punch in your fucking mouth.
It's not bad if you're focusing on the undertones, but there's just so much there.
So what is your thumbs up for this one?
I'm giving it a thumb down.
1 thumb down?
1 thumb down.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Okay.
How about you, Ron?
I'm going to give it 1 thumb up. The can looks amazing, of course. The taste isn't too bad, but it's still that bitter IPA taste I'm not a fan of, but it's drinkable. It's something that I will finish, but it's not something that I'd buy. If I saw it in the store, yeah, it would attract me. I'd be like, oh, wow, that looks good. Of course, it says IPA on it, so I'm a little worried about it, but you know what? I'm going to test it. It's not bad. It's 1 thumb up. That's what I'll give it. 1 thumb up. How about you, Tyler?
Oh man, it's got 1 thumb up for me. I actually really like it. I dig it. It's pretty good. It's not the best ever. It is pretty bitter. I'm looking up the IBU right now. It's an IBU of 60. And you can definitely taste that. But yeah, man, it's not terrible. It's not the best IPA ever that I've ever had. Yeah. So
are you pretty fond of IPAs?
Yeah. I'm not like a hipster or anything like that. But I definitely like some IPAs. Some of them can definitely be overdone. Like I've had, what is it, like Dogfish Heads, like their 120 minute or whatever. Like, and that shit's fucking it's bitter as fuck, dude. Sometimes
that's something I will say. I am a hophead. I absolutely am a huge fucking hophead. I like tasting the hops in my to the point where you're almost chewing. It feels like you're almost fucking chewing the shit.
Yeah.
Over time when you're drinking it, though, it actually gets a little bit better.
After that first initial punch you right in the fucking teeth, as you continue to imbibe, it gets smoother and the subtle tones come out more.
And to the point where I actually might want to change my review. I might give this a 1.5 actually, because it's actually, like you said, the first taste is in your mouth. It's like, no, not a fan of it. But once you just keep drinking it, your tongue gets, your taste buds start to get used to it, and it's not all that bad. So I'll raise it about a half thumb up. It's a 1.5 up. It's not bad. Like I said, I've had other EPAs where I want to throw it away and just dump it down the toilet. This is okay. It's not bad.
I think I might actually agree with Ron.
Really?
Yeah. No. So I'm not going a full thumbs up, but.
Well, I didn't go to thumb up. I went a half thumb up.
Yeah. No. I might put it there, but I think I'd still break bro code. Bro code says, your favorite beer is a free one.
Yeah.
I might decline this.
That's good. That's good. I like that. But I still think it was a good pick for it.
Yeah, no, with Raging Bitch, that's perfect. That fits Laurie Strode like perfect. So that's a good choice.
I'm going to continue mouth fucking a cinnamon pine cone over here.
Yeah, you can enjoy that. I think I might have myself a Guinness right after this. So
that's good.
That's a good middle ground. Yeah.
So we've touched the general mythology that happened with the 2018 and the change of there. We've implied what happened in the original timeline, making Laurie, family. Let's start touching on some of the films that are part of the original timeline. All right, so we got 2, of course, which we've already lightly discussed. And the introduction of Laurie being Michael's sister. We have.
No, do you like that?
No. How many times have I said that in this fucking podcast alone? I don't like the fact that they introduced it as a sister.
Yeah, that's right. I already asked that.
Yeah, you fucking moron.
Yeah, shut up.
Jesus.
Where are we?
Oh, God.
Right here, Ron.
I'm not right in the head right now. Shut up. What are you laughing at?
Did the Raging Bitch really get you that much?
It must have. I don't know.
Back to earth, my guy.
No, I'm sorry. I think I'm just high. It's just the way he's just like, you fucking moron.
I'm sorry.
It just got me. I'm sorry.
Good.
I'm gonna go back to shutting the fuck up and drinking.
Do what you're good at.
Then immediately followed, we have to talk about the apparently fan-loved Season of the Witch.
No, they just
still a good fucking film. Shut up. I still think it's a good film. Fuck you guys. It went among ranking. It rocks. Fuck you. Season of the Witch is still good. It's not Halloween though, but it's still a good movie. It's a good Halloween movie. I'm gonna shut up now. Go back to your fucking review.
Thank you.
I'm probably gonna get shit for this now.
In 4, they talk about Laurie's died in a car accident, if I remember correctly. Not even a part of it. And
resurrection.
She had
Jesus
a
Christ.
daughter, and Michael becomes fixated on her, and that's the introduction of, I believe, the psychic link between Michael.
What the fuck
and
was
his
that?
family.
I'm gonna say this is the least favorite timeline out of all the timelines altogether. It's 4, 5, and 6. Just it sucks.
Yo, who can we blame for this shit? Like, is it Carrie? Like the whole telepathy thing that keeps popping up in these movies over and over and over.
Yeah, they did it in New Blood for Friday the 13th.
What year did Carrie come out?
1978, 97. It was late 70s.
But the story was before that.
Yeah. So 75 to 85. You had this huge blow up of, ESP and psychic bullshit.
Scanners, though. But Scanners is a good movie.
Scanners, good one. Yeah. Firestarter. Good one.
Yeah, that's another good one right there. I completely forgot about that movie.
I loved Firestarter.
They can absolutely do it in a really cool way. It's not fucking Michael Myers, though.
Yeah.
That's not what it's
That's
supposed
not
to be.
what it was supposed to be. You're right.
But they kept going with it, though. That's the thing.
Even though then I believe at the end of 4 is where he got shot into the mine, shot and then fell out of the mine shaft.
Took a 12 gauge to the chest twice, and then however many other small arms fire and just falls into him.
What was the one that Dr. Loomis actually got blown up with him? And then he comes back and he has just one little small scar on his face. which didn't make any fucking sense when you see Dr. Loomis like really get blown away in that one.
Yeah. No, he just completely exploded, and he just got
He's got like a little small like burn scar on his face.
Hands messed up.
Yeah, that's it. I was a little like, what the fuck is that?
And he had a limp.
Yeah.
But what was it? Was it the end of 4 where he was getting blown away right before that we noticed a fucking
tattoo?
Yeah, Elder Futhark rune for no fucking reason.
Yeah, so that's when they started laying the seeds of what they would hit on eventually really hit on in 6, but they started hinting at it heavily in 5. So
is this a Norse curse?
So in 5, you find out Michael's been being taken care of by some homeless vagrant at the bottom of a fucking mine shaft for a year.
Yeah.
Who's been nursing him back to health.
And then he just goes and kills him.
Yes, of course, because that's what fucking Michael does.
Hey man, thanks for the lunch.
I mean, they kept that shit up in the Halloween Rob Zombie version.
Yeah,
where Danny Trejo took care of him for 20 years. And then he fucking bashes his head against the wall and then
fucking drowns him.
And drowns him.
Yeah.
And
I felt really bad for Danny
I did too, because he said, I've always been good to you.
Yeah. He was going out of his way to tell other ones, stop fucking with him. All right, just be fucking nice to him.
Oh, dude,
Jesus.
I felt so bad for him.
And then fucking Danny Trejo, and what a way for Danny Trejo to go down, too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about in that one. They, like you said, they put a lot of sympathy towards Michael Myers, and especially Trejo. He had a lot of sympathy. He says, I've been with him for so long, and he just fucking flats out kills him. Because and when I first saw that movie, I was like, wow, he's actually going to let him live. Maybe he's not going to bother him. And it's like, nope.
Yeah, dude.
It went completely around the other.
I was convinced for a solid 30 seconds. I was like, nah, he's just going to, he's going to let him go. But I don't know. Was it just because he's fucking evil, or did he feel personally fucking offended that Danny let some other dude start taking care of him too?
Yeah, because I was thinking basically, he was like, oh, well, you've been so good to me. I'm going to give you a free pass.
I think it was the point where Danny went to go re-handcuff Michael, and Michael's like, nope, I'm out.
Well, see, I understand that, but at the same time, if you want to really analyze this, he's been in this institution for how fucking long?
Yep.
He knows the drill.
Yeah, he does. But if he had already in his mind, he's like, nope, I'm fucking dipping out now. This is my fucking night to go out. I think if Danny had just been like, all right, have fun, Mike.
Sorry.
You do you, Mikey.
I hate to say it like this, but I kind of like how he's got the when the guys break into his fucking cell and they bring the chick in. There's just covered in masks. He's doing his thing. Don't fuck with me. And they're having their way with this chick. He doesn't give a goddamn.
Nope.
Yeah.
But no, they grab a mask. All right. It's fucking showtime now. I think it actually really did highlight pretty well a sociopath mind. Because in sociopathy, you have this very clear, not clear to neurotypicals. You have a very clear moral compass.
Yeah.
In their fucking head. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. And they really played that out pretty well in that.
But you know, there was a little difference there on the whole mask thing, because, you know, in the 1978 version, they said that, remember there was a whole like robbery at the store?
Yes.
That's where he got his mask. But in this one, the mask was the fucking boyfriend and the chick that he kills.
Right.
Brought it in to scare his chick and everything else. And that's how he got the mask in that one. Well, which one would you prefer? That he just stole his mask in a fucking Halloween store, or the thing where he just got the mask off the boyfriend? I mean, just curious.
My personal preference is he stole in a fucking store.
You really did?
He didn't have his original mask, you know, and stuff like that. He wanted a mask.
I really like the Rob Zombie version where he takes it from his second victim, because he kills the dad first, and then he goes and kills the boyfriend, because that day was so...
No.
The little kid.
Third victim.
Yeah.
Third victim.
The
boy who was fucking with him.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no, he killed the fucking bully.
Yeah.
Jamie from Spy Kids. Fuck him.
Spy Kids.
Deep cut right there.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jamie played... or rather, sorry.
Well, you're the younger generation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not going to lie. I never watched Spy Kids.
That was a good pull, though. Cheers to that. Jamie from Spy Kids.
Sorry, little innocent Spy Kids dude grows up to be a douchebag in high school or middle school or whatever the fuck. But anyway, he goes, I like it a lot better because it's this momentous, it's an awakening of a killer.
Yeah.
That day was fucking, that's what made Michael Myers him. And so that was souvenir. That's
well, he was
a
also
fucking souvenir.
he was also cruel to animals, wasn't he? I mean, he was
exactly. Yeah.
He was fucking Dahmer all the way, man.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, the first signs are, cruelty to animals. So, these warning signs.
Piss in your
and
bed
shit
all
like
the time,
that.
all that shit.
And he embodied that completely. And I really do appreciate the zombie films. I would have appreciated them more if they weren't Halloween films. If they were their own.
So it was just a
separate
different
entity.
killer's name and a different mask and everything else. You think it would have been a better movie? Just another type of slasher that basically Rob Zombie made up instead of taking.
Like, even going on Halloween 2, which
I enjoyed.
Rob even says flat out that it was more. That was more of his movie.
I hadn't really thought about that.
Well, here's a good point for that. When it came to Halloween, Rob Zombie, this is a shout out to my buddy Eddie. He actually told me this, and I was like, wow, that's a good comparison. Is when you think of Halloween and Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie version, Halloween was studio interfered, basically to the point where the studio interfered and told them the way that they wanted it, but it was still a little bit of Rob Zombie's movie. It was
and Rob, he felt beholden to Carpenter and everything that came before him. And so that's why it felt like a rehash in a slightly different lens of Halloween. Halloween 2, he completely had more free reign to do what he wanted to do.
And basically, Halloween 2, free reign of whatever he wanted to do. It's compared to also the original 1989 Batman with Tim Burton, when Tim Burton basically had a little bit of studio interference with the original Batman. And when you look at Batman Returns, because the movie made so much money on the original one, Batman Returns was more of a Tim Burton film. So you could see the difference right there. So it's a big comparison on that, because Halloween 2 is more of a Rob Zombie film, as Halloween 1 is more of a half Rob Zombie film, just like Batman is half Tim Burton, but how Batman Returns is more of Tim Burton. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it definitely was a dichotomy between the feelings that the first Rob Zombie and the second Rob Zombie films presented. Like you were talking about the Batman 2 films.
Batman Returns.
I kind of really wish that he had just been having free reign with his own creativity, and I would have been able to enjoy it as it was, rather than always in my mind comparing it to the original.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And so I really enjoy Rob Zombie, even though a lot of his stuff is just rehashing of other films. It really is. He
I don't
borrows inspiration. It's probably the
Rob Zombie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Well, all of his movies take place in the 70s. I've noticed all this. All of his movies are very grindhouse. I'm a huge Rob Zombie fan. I love his music, and I love his films.
Yeah.
And I still think that his take on the Rob Zombie films are really good.
Spicy boner!
You really like...
Spicy boner! Hey, what were we saying about that bottle of Patron's gonna be fucking empty here for too long?
I'm loving it.
I'm impressed. I haven't
You
gotten
went
that
a long time. You went a long time. Congratulations. Go ahead and pour that shot there, buddy.
Get back to your movie.
You almost have my sympathy, sir.
He went a long time. Sammy must be so proud.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, man. Go talk about your stupid movie.
No. I'm hyper focused right now.
You can keep that shit over there.
Oh, no. And just for the record, to our wonderful, loving audience, so Ron is just about done with this bottle of Patron.
He's got about 3 shots left in there.
At most. Because tequila is his new punishment shot. Official.
Just smelling it.
And also, we're hoping to get Chase at least a couple punishment shots.
This is your fault, Tyler.
Also tequila.
This is your fucking fault.
So this way the bottle of Patron goes away.
You've been gone so long, I forgot your fucking name.
Hey, hang on a second. How is this my fault?
Oh, God.
Yes.
How does it taste?
It tastes like shit.
What's my name, bitch? What's my fucking name?
Asshole.
Say his name. Say
Tyler.
There you go.
Oh, God. No, I know exactly what you're feeling, bro. You poor bastard.
I love my job.
Cannot wait till this bottle's gone.
Dude, shut the fuck up and get back to the movie.
Yeah, so we're still getting the El Toro, right?
So I wasn't able to find any El Toro at the liquor store.
Bro.
Look what I got him instead. Juarez Gold.
Juarez? That is the most gringo shit I've ever heard.
That entire bottle?
I'm disappointed. No, I wanted the El Toro because I want to take a little dick pic with the hat on top of it. Post on our Instagram, whatever, get a few more followers.
Damn, even the cap looks tiny.
I know.
That bottle, $10.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I have high hopes. High hopes for it.
We need to change your fucking shot.
That's not even a set. I don't even think that's $7.50.
Ron's gonna puke.
I think that's bigger than $7.50.
I'm not gonna puke. I'm fine. I'm just not my
Sorry,
stomach.
I'm still stuck on that pronunciation of Juarez.
Juarez.
What's Juarez?
Dude.
Juarez.
Yeah. Buongiorno.
Fuck's sake.
Yes.
No, so
I'm sure you're happy.
No,
I am so happy.
I come from a family that like traveled the fucking world. So like I was born in Germany. We lived in Italy for a long time.
No shit.
Then we finally moved to Chicago, just south of, and
Chi-town.
You know, I've been to Netherlands, not for long. It was like a couple days, but Mexico, all that stuff. And so languages are kind of cool to me.
Where did you get the herpes? I was curious about that.
Yeah, that was.
I bet Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, like that was my bet.
That was an investment. It took a long time, but it was actually my ex-wife. You know,
oh, big surprise.
Yeah, I was.
That's a story for another podcast.
I was so happy because this episode didn't seem like I was going to be doing much editing at all, and it looks like I got a fucking spicy boner to add in there. So
yes,
wonderful. I'm going to be up tonight.
I have a feeling that's just the first. I have a feeling there's going to be others between now and the end of the film.
Do you even remember what you're going to ask me?
Yeah, you were going to ask him something.
Yeah, something. I was going to ask you what you thought about the whole, because you seem like you were a big fan of the Rob Zombie versions. That's what I was going to talk to you about, because you seem like you were actually a huge fan of them compared to the newer ones. Or was I wrong?
I mean, there. Here's my whole thing, man. Like this could totally like derail like what we're going to be talking about. And I was really just going to kind of get into this when we go down like our ranking. However, since you asked, the thing I really, really like about the Rob Zombie movie is that it gave.
No.
What?
No. The deal was when this bottle goes away.
This Patron has to go first.
No.
Bullshit.
No.
Excuse me. The Patron.
No.
There's this little mini. So what am I gonna do with this? Just sitting on the shelf?
That's good. That's good tequila right there. That is good tequila. Somebody else will enjoy it.
Fine.
All right?
If it's so good tequila, why don't you take
Fine.
that
I will
shot?
gladly pour that into a shot glass for me right now. I will take it as a gift shot because this is good tequila.
Hey, take it. He's removing.
Just drink it from the bottle. Okay.
Yeah, he's removing your stock. You're fine.
You really want me? Okay.
Yes, you are not going to keep lucking out and having good tequila as your punishment shot. That is a slap in the face.
Enjoy.
Why do you whiff it like you're some wine connoisseur over here? It's fucking tequila.
He always does that.
It's paint nail remover, or it's nail polish remover.
That's good.
Yeah, well, you suck.
No, it's good. Patron Silver is good.
All right, back to the fucking movie.
Only time that's good is in a margarita.
You're about to say martini.
I did. Yeah. Fuck off.
Should call a punishment shot, but
no, he didn't.
We're not going to vote for that. No, I'd lose and I'd end up taking another shot. So
let's fucking do it. Then.
I'm not voting for it. No, I'm not calling for it. Get back to the fucking movie.
So you were saying Tyler?
Sorry, Tyler.
No problem. So no, like what I was saying about the Rob Zombie film is that I really, really liked Michael's backstory. I know some people kind of. They have this impression of Michael as he should be like the Joker. Like we shouldn't know like what his backstory is. And I actually really, really liked it. I actually really like thinking of Michael as a real person, as he's not the supernatural being. That was where I went from really, really liking Halloween Kills to like not liking it so much was like when he had taken so many hits. Like it was like there's no fucking way he's a person.
Yeah.
There's no way he's a human being. Like anybody would be down at this point. And like, and how like the hits make him stronger, like the fucking the gunshots, the stabs, everything like makes him stronger. Whatever, go fuck yourself. Like it
went to the supernatural.
It really did. It, like they crossed over like that line, and I really, really hated that. With Rob Zombie's movie though, you really saw like what makes a serial killer, like what really makes like that person like become who they are.
Go ahead.
you know, like even like the most so yeah, let me go pull my notes up here for a second. There's like one of the opening scenes of the movie is like a dialogue back and forth between Michael's mother and Ronnie.
Sherry Moon Zombie.
And it's really fucking, yeah. Rob takes any fucking opportunity he can to show Sherry naked in his films, but whatever.
Hey, I don't mind it a one bit.
Very proud of her.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind it one bit. I love Sherry Moon.
But there's a dialogue back and forth between Ronnie and Deborah in the kitchen, and it's really hard to listen to because like it's just fucking just gross and just derogatory and just really obscene white trash kind of shit. But the thing is that that's real. You know, there's those conversations are happening like in people's homes. You know, like Deborah Myers, my God, you're pathetic. Ronnie, you know that waitress over there, the bingo lounge, she's been giving me the freaky eye. Deborah, oh, the whore with the big tits hanging down to her knees. Ronnie, maybe I'll choke the chicken, purge my stork all over those flappy ass tits. Deborah, well, good. Well, have a good fucking time. Like, you know, it's really like, good God, like, you know, it's really fucking hard to hear. But like I said, man, those conversations are happening. Like at some homes, it's realistic, fucked up environment.
Yeah.
Happens, and it creates monsters.
Or when he was talking about her daughter's ass, and just. Oh no! You should be proud of her. You know, you made her, and so his fucked up logic that he had to make him not be the villain in his own fucking story that he was having, but in that angry, fucked up mentality way, and that's perusing throughout the entire fucking household. You know, to Michael, to the daughter, to Deborah. You know, it's infecting all of them. Like a virus, and contributing to the creation of the serial killer.
Right.
Which I enjoy those films. I just would enjoy them more without having to be in the Halloween umbrella. I really fucking would.
Well, you know what? That kind of points you almost back to the whole Star Wars thing, you know, and the original prequel trilogy. I just saw that because me and you have talked about that many times and how you feel like the original trilogy, it shouldn't even be a Star Wars film. It's not Star Wars.
The prequel trilogy.
Yeah, sorry, the prequel trilogy. Yeah. But going back to what Tyler said about the dialogue, that's pure Rob Zombie right there, though, too. And when you think about it, that means that Rob Zombie was actually really fit to make Halloween when you think about it. I mean, do you agree?
Absolutely.
Because that is his type of dialogue. He puts that in all of his movies. Trailer Park Trash, you know, the really graphic dialogue.
Yeah, because it's real. He goes for that rawness.
Is that what we should be expecting from the monsters?
I don't think.
I fucking hope so. I fucking hope so.
Dude, I want to hear Herman talk about flappy ass tits.
Bitch, I will skull fuck the shit out of you.
Yes. Yes. I knew that was going to come up. I knew the monsters were going to come up.
That's going to give a whole new meaning to all these memes about, I'll be a Gomez. No, but so
good point, Tyler. By the way,
let's go back to the set that was used in that scene in particular. That was just a dude's house. They came in there and production team went in and started cleaning the whole place up. And they cleaned the whole shit. And Zombie walked in. He goes, "What the hell are you doing?" Put everything back. No, I'll put it back. It was perfect because I love his production style in that sense. Is he really does seek to show the rawest version of the worst of society.
No, you're right, because I watched a documentary on the movie 31 from Rob Zombie to the point where you just see Rob Zombie carrying pieces of old vehicles and stuff like that and just throwing it in there.
Chucking them.
Just making it look like trashy as shit and stuff like that. But also, you also have to understand that the beginning of Halloween takes place in the 70s, just like Rob Zombie has an obsession with the 70s. Almost every single movie he's done has been in the 70s.
Right.
Yeah. So, but when the original Halloween 1978 didn't when he was a kid and he killed his sister, was it in the 60s or 50s?
Would have been in the
it would have been
the 60s.
early 60s.
Yeah.
Like 62, I think.
Because
there was Chevy Bel Airs everywhere.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Because it was, let's say the movie was set in 78 in the original Halloween. 15 years prior would have been 63.
Okay, so I was close.
Yeah.
I'm not a mathematician, so I don't know.
No, I mean, that's when it should have been, because he was in 15.
What the fuck, Tyler? What are you laughing at?
Dude, all I did was give you a look, and you're like, what the fuck, bro?
Because I know you're giving me, because I know you're just like whispering, what the fuck is he saying now?
No, but I'm right there with Tyler, because it really does show. I can't say really the worst of society, but it's fucking close.
Yeah,
like that's it. It's a unfortunately pretty fucking common in a lot of the white trash societies. That's just how some people are.
Yeah,
and it's disgusting, but it really shows a good backstory of what poison was put in this child's mind to create this killer.
See what in my opinion, with the 2018 version and 1978, Michael Myers was born evil. That's what he was. He was born evil.
Right.
He, in fact, they didn't really have a backstory on the child from the 1978 version. That he was mute, he didn't talk or anything like that, because it seemed like he was just like a normal child beforehand. Right? Did they say any type of thing where he was just
at 6 years old? They didn't imply that he had warning signs or anything like that.
Yeah, they didn't talk about
because he looked just like one everyday child, dressed up as a clown with a mask and everything else, and killed his sister, and then
great tits.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But ever since he killed his sister, something jolted in his mind.
Showing of gratuitous nudity, another thing that has become a staple of slasher films.
Which is weird because John Carpenter doesn't do that in a lot of his films afterwards, which is weird.
So, and speaking of the fact of that film had introduced so many staples, that automatically, are in that genre now.
If you're going to have sex, you're going to die.
Tyler.
Yeah.
I know that you have a big soft spot in your heart for the 78 film and what it allowed to birth out of it, the slasher genre. Let me hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, dude. So I really, really like the first one because there's so many things about the first one that gave birth to everything that we know about the slasher movies. And then you guys can kind of reference it a little bit in your review of Scream, where Randy,
that was the rules, right?
Yeah, he listed all the rules. Yeah. Well, if you go back, if you go back and watch Halloween 78, all of those rules came from that movie.
Yeah,
absolutely, every fucking one of them. And and for how few kills are actually in that movie, and for it to birth this entire a subgenre of slasher films, is really, really impressive, especially with that movie having such a small budget. The aspirations the film had, they really didn't anticipate that movie to have a sequel, even though the ending kind of opened it up for it. They really didn't think oh, this is probably going to make a one-off, and we might make some money possibly. But the fact that movie became what it is now is truly, truly fucking impressive, and and why that film holds a really special place in my heart.
Yeah.
I actually forgot about the Scream. It's when they were doing that whole role scene, they were watching the original Halloween, which I think is kind of fitting for our first slasher series. They're watching Halloween, and then the last one we're doing is Halloween 2018. But I really do think that's really cool. I the whole thing about the rules, because you see that in every slasher movie after that. Driller Killer and Slumber Party Massacre, Friday the 13th. Freddy Krueger, which was more of a dream world, but still he was a slasher. I mean,
Freddy is absolutely part of the slasher genre.
Yeah, absolutely. He is, but he's in a completely, to me, it's almost like a fantasy horror in a way, because of the whole dream world and stuff like that. But still, any of those people that had sex, had drugs, was it drinking? Was it also drinking too? Was part of the rules, I believe.
Yeah,
anything like that, you're going to get killed.
Basically, a party. So I actually had a conversation with a coworker, and this, speaking of Freddie, that I thought would be a good conversation to have on the podcast. The dichotomy between Freddie and Michael, two totally different type of bad guys, right?
Yeah.
We'd agree?
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer and why?
Michael.
Why?
I really think it is the lumbering, overbearing, unstoppable killing machine.
And I think we can put Jason Voorhees in the same.
Yeah, I was going to ask you why it was just Freddie and Michael. I wonder if it is.
I mean, you can put.
I would consider Voorhees and Michael very close.
Yeah,
because they're both
put
mutant.
Chucky and Freddie in the same boat. I would say. In my argument.
I wouldn't say that.
As far as being the
fantasy,
and Pinhead's
the lower
not
weight
even-
class, the more
lower weight class. He's a doll. You can punt him like a football.
All right, well,
and
how about
Freddy compared? Freddy is more of a featherweight compared to somebody like Jason
Because
or
he's
someone
ethereal?
Michaels. No, because he's fucking skinny and
All right.
small as shit. In comparison.
You know what? When I think about it, Friday the 13th, when you think of Jason Voorhees and you think of Michael Myers, they're both the same character.
Yeah.
Basically, they're the exact same thing. They're both mute. They're both unstoppable killing machines. No matter what you do, you shoot at them, you fucking put an axe to them, you put an arrow to them, you do anything, they come back.
You
They
shoot
always
them in
come
the
back.
head and they
I mean,
just start
seriously. I mean,
swinging.
fucking Voorhees gets a fucking axe to his head and he still comes back in part 4, chapter 4.
That's just like in
Zombie Jason.
Halloween 2.
No, part 4 wasn't zombie.
You're right. 5 was zombie.
Yeah,
you're right.
Now,
right.
But the thing on Michael Myers, it's the exact same thing. So when you think about it, Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees are exactly the same. They're just two different looks for a character.
Yes.
He wears a Jason mask and he wears a shirt and pants.
But I don't feel that Jason was evil for evil's sake.
No, I see.
I think you're right,
you know
yeah.
what? You know what? The thing about Jason is you have more sympathy for him. But actually, I'm going to bring something up. I'm probably going to be fucking roasted for this, but 2018, seeing fucking Michael Myers down there in the basement looking up at fucking Laurie where she's about to, she traps him in the basement. I was like, man, I kind of feel sorry for Michael. Because I'm sorry, he's looking up like that. It's almost like he has like fucking puppy dog eyes with that fucking mask. He's just standing there, not doing anything. Fire's all around him. He's not moving or like, screaming in pain or something like that. And
Like, oh fuck.
yeah, I know, but he's just looking up, and I'm like, I was watching this with Sammy. I was like, I kind of feel sorry for him, believe it or not. This is kind of a sympathetic shot when you think about it. I mean,
don't
do you guys
know.
agree, or do you think that's kind of weird?
I got a different vibe from it. I got a different vibe because again, we're told about, Loomis is always talking about there's nothing about him human. He's just all animal.
Yeah.
He's just all evil. And it was very much so the absence of care.
Huh.
It was just complete apathy to the situation. I just can't get to you. Son of a bitch, maybe another time.
Yeah.
I think it played both ways. Both of your guys' points are valid to me. The implicit sadness, but I think that is you, Ron,
projection.
Exactly.
I
Putting
think
your
that's
own
projection.
feelings onto that blank slate that he was presenting.
Which, to be fair, should
no, that might be
but that may have
should
been
be-
his way, what they were hoping for.
Yeah, that would be the general
But the logical
take
psychopathy that
It's just the-
he's doing, it's that I agree with you, Chase, that it's like, well, shit. All right.
It's very much so, you motherfucker.
What do you think, Tyler?
Oh, I'm on fire.
All right, when you think about Jason Voorhees, or what was
Michael Myers?
No, but you're talking about the whole question
Okay,
about
Michael, the type of slasher that Michael and arguably Jason embody versus the type of slasher that Freddy was.
or Jason. You added Jason in the mix too.
But I said Michael and Jason are basically the same.
Jason are in the same genre.
Okay.
Except for one is pure evil, one has sympathy built in automatically.
You know what? I never get my answer.
Yeah.
Let me give my answer real quick. I actually prefer Freddy. And I'm not a Freddy fan. I'm not at all. But Michael Myers, he's just a killing machine. But Freddy actually puts a lot of
Arrogance?
No, not arrogance, but
joy.
Yes,
yeah.
there you go.
My little
a lot of
plaything.
joy, a lot of basic create
In the later ones, absolutely.
Yeah.
In the original Nightmare, he was a dark motherfucker.
Yeah,
Freddy
no,
was.
and then he turned more into almost like a Looney Tunes character throughout the series, especially Freddy Part 5 and stuff like that. But I actually preferred his better. But Michael Myers is good and everything else. He's an unstoppable killing machine. But he's just like Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees. But when you think of Freddy, he puts a lot of creativity into his kills, the things that he does, and there's comedy, there's darkness. I mean, it's everything. So I got to give kudos over to Freddy on that. And I'm not a Freddy fan.
Time, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, do you understand what I'm
saying? I got that smile out of you.
Yeah.
Do you know I'm under?
That's from Freddy 3, man. Like where he pushes her fucking head into like the screen or whatever. Like that was awesome.
Yeah,
prime time, bitch. Yeah, no, so it's just a matter of like of different personalities, man. Like Freddy was obviously having a lot of fun with it. That's not to say like that Michael wasn't having fun with it, because that's the whole reason why he kills in the first place, is because he draws some kind of joy out of it. And,
some
and because
sick enjoyment.
Because he's wearing that mask, we honestly can't tell. We can't see that.
See, that's where I get confused, because I can't say I get confused, because it's more of a mission for him. And that's where I kind of think the original timeline, the Halloween 1 and 2.
Freddy had a mission.
Oh, yeah.
Kill all these fucking kids.
It's very much so. He's got a singular motive, and everything else is in his fucking way. Which doesn't really jive, like what you were saying way beforehand, talking about how you don't like how Laurie Strode was portrayed as his sister.
Yes.
That doesn't jive with the original style. The original style was just Madman. And that's cool. In the Rob Zombie versions, we see more of a serial killer. So in those versions, I think Laurie Strode should have been a sister. It would have made more sense from the psychology of it. In the original, Laurie Strode should have been just some random bitch.
Yeah. So I would make the argument that I understand why you're saying in the Rob Zombie ones, it makes sense for her to be his sister. But my argument would be even understanding more the psychopathy that that Michael was harboring. It makes sense. She doesn't have to be his sister. She can just be the one who got away, and that's his hyper focus right there. On especially in the sequel of why he's so obsessed with taking her out. In my mind, it fits as that unfinished business that psychopaths, that people with non-normal mentalities would find irritating as shit of that unfinished business.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can totally get behind that. I just mean that if you transpose those two parts of the plot,
yeah,
it would work really well.
I can listen to that argument, but I still, in my core, I feel in the introduction as Laurie as the sister, it did a dishonor to the evil that Michael was supposed to be representing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, see, I didn't think about that. See, the thing is about the whole thing about the sister is that I agree with you. I really don't care for it. I actually like the whole thing that they did, especially with the 2018 and the Halloween Kills. It just being Laurie, just the person that she was, the woman that he was trying to hunt down, and no relation whatsoever. I actually liked it better. The whole thing. I think they just added that to it because it was just extra story to add to it. Just add more of something different, just like they did with 4, 5, and 6.
Yes. So in 2018, another thing that I really like is the different mentalities that everybody has throughout that fucking town. Everybody that was involved. Even as simple as I put the little boy, the black child that was being babysat. His reaction to seeing Michael come out of the closet. Oh shit! And then just running the fuck away. All right, that goes back to that society as a whole just evolving, recognizing the fucking danger immediately, and it's like, nope, I'm out. Fuck y'all, and just fucking running like a bitch.
But you know what's funny about that? In the you wouldn't see that in the 70s version and 80s version because you wouldn't see like a little kid cursing like that. No. But in modern times right now, you'd see that because it's a more realistic approach to it, And
that to me fits with the mentality of a good portion of the town.
Yeah.
And so they immediately can recognize the danger, immediately recognize how fucked up everything has gotten, and just like, nope, we're fucking heading the other direction. Fuck this noise.
Yeah.
Versus,
shit, I'm out.
yeah. Versus, oh, I hear a noise upstairs. Let me go check that out. Nope. Fuck that shit. I'm out. Gone. Bye. All right. That's society as a whole. We grew up and are able to recognize, instead of investigating the fucking danger, let's get the fuck away from the fucking danger.
Yeah.
I thought he did a really good job, and that just sums up the mentality. And then you had the mentality of the doctor. The one who is absolutely, in my opinion, the instigator for this entire situation. Even though they don't directly say it, my gut is telling me he fucked with the people. He's the reason Michael was able to escape.
I wasn't even expecting that. I wasn't expecting the doctor to be the way that he was, because I thought he was actually just like Dr. Loomis. He was, really trying to examine him. But then you see him, and he kills. No, he doesn't kill him. I'm sorry, because he's alive in Halloween Kills. But what's the officer's name? Hawkins. Yeah, and he stabs him in the fucking neck, and then he runs him over too.
So another theory that I have is that he is such a huge reason for it. And I didn't pick this up till rewatching. So in the very, very beginning, you have the pumpkin that is rotten, and then slowly, time lapse goes in reverse, and the pumpkin comes back up. So the shape of the nose in that pumpkin and the little cutout that it has on the side, which traditionally we don't cut out the side of the pumpkin nose, right?
Yeah.
Traditionally, there was a cutout in that pumpkin nose. So at first, when I was looking at it, I was talking to my wife Harley and saying, "Oh yeah, that has to be a representation, a weird look of the classic butcher knife that Michael uses, which is pretty cool by its own." But then once I saw the penknife again that the doctor used to slice the stab Hawkins, it was the exact same blade shape, including that thin little cut, that blade arm of that penknife. It would have laid perfectly over that pumpkin nose.
That's a good. That's awesome that I've noticed that, because I didn't notice that at all.
Look at you, forensic Stu.
Thank you very much.
Fucking hell! All right.
I wouldn't, honestly, I probably wouldn't have caught it if Harley hadn't saying, that's kind of weird. Maybe they cut it out so the pumpkin kind of rots in the direction they want it to rot and collapse and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, but I'm thinking it's probably more, of an homage to, Michael's knife. And then I was like, no, that's the fucking doctor's goddamn penknife.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers. So
that's a good call.
It makes me feel that he is the one who caused the crash, because he knew that was his last opportunity to justify his life work, because Michael was being taken away from him. That's why he said, no, he's a patient of mine until he's handed over to someone else, and I'm seeing it through, and insisted on getting on that transport. And it even follows him to after he gets Michael into the car and Michael escapes and shit like that, up until the point where Michael's standing over him and the doctor says,
"Say something."
Smashes his face like a fucking watermelon.
Exactly.
That was probably one of the most brutal scenes I've ever seen in the whole Halloween legacy.
It just shows the obsessiveness, that doctor had, that even when his life is in direct threat, no, he's more focused on, I want answers to my life's work.
Yeah.
I have to have justification that I haven't wasted my entire fucking life. So Michael, just tell me what I'm asking. Just answer my fucking questions. Just fucking say something.
You know what I'm worried about?
Nope, I'm done.
You know what I'm worried about? I'm worried that they're going to make Michael speak in Halloween Ends. I mean, do you think that will happen?
They've gone so much out of their way to almost dehumanize Michael.
Yeah, but they're trying. I'm sure they're going to try and do something different, because they have tried something different with Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills that they could very well.
I think that's going to be too far out. The fact that they already have the same writers from the 2018 and the Halloween Kills attached to the Halloween Ends, Dan McBride and others. I think they're going to maintain the same love and honor that they've already maintained, and they're not going to have him talk.
I got a bet that I'm going to give you.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling he's going to say something. I have a feeling that they're going to do something different, because they're trying to change everything in the films and trying to make something different.
Okay, and we're talking about like a clear word, not just him making like some sound.
No, I'm talking about like if he says one word. I don't even if he's one word.
Okay.
I think.
Hold on. One word. You take a shot. But like I said, this is a year, so we're going to have to keep this up.
No, I'm going to up it.
Yeah,
I'm going to up it. One word. I will take 5 shots.
What was that?
That was Alexa.
Oh.
That was Alexa?
She told
That
us.
wasn't me.
No.
She told us
Hold
the
on.
date.
You said something that she said something.
That you have not turned off during our recording? Something that can interrupt our recording?
Tyler, shut the fuck. Are you fucking serious?
I am going to call for a punishment shot on this.
Aye.
Not I.
It doesn't matter.
No.
2 out of 3.
Yep. He's right.
That's a punishment shot.
Ole.
All right, I'm going to go fucking unplug Alexa. Be right back. Fuck.
No, I will say I'm with Ron on this. I think it's a very good likelihood.
I will bet 5 shots.
Oh, okay.
I will bet 5 shots that he doesn't speak.
Yeah, write this down.
You're trying to.
I don't know if I can do that.
I will bet 5 shots that he doesn't speak.
So if he does speak, I got to take 5 shots of tequila?
Yes.
Oh,
How
man.
confident in your convictions are you?
I like this bet.
I will say this, Ron.
1 shot is too pussy.
To keep in mind.
Okay, how about 2?
5.
Dude, I'm going to fucking puke on the fucking board.
I was going to say, yeah, that's
content then.
That's a great way to
great
ruin
content
some
for ruining the
equipment.
fucking show. Oh, God.
Because here's the thing, like in the original Halloweens, he didn't make a fucking noise. And then the Rob Zombie versions, especially in Halloween 2, when he's coming through the hospital, he's grunting and
but not an intelligible word.
No, that's true, but still a whole lot more than we ever fucking heard from him before.
But not an intelligible word.
But it still pissed me off.
5 shots. Okay.
5 shots.
How about 3?
5.
3.
5.
I'll read a 3.
I am betting 5.
5.
It's the
All right, well, you know what? I'll do 5 shots as long as I have a trash can next to me because I'm probably going to puke that shit out. I'm not going to lie.
I was going to say, it's a pretty high likelihood. It's a conclusion of an entire series.
All right, what's
they might want something.
You're really going to hold this down, aren't you?
Hang on. Like, how long? Like, can he do it, like, over the span of, like, a...
Span of 1 episode.
Yeah. Okay, so that I can handle.
Yeah, you can time,
I was thinking
if you said 5 in a row, no.
Yeah, no, I thought
if it's throughout the show, I will do it. I just hope I don't get a punishment throughout the show because then it'd be like 6, 7.
I will do 5 at the beginning of the episode.
On the plus side, you don't have to drive home.
Just so you're trying to make I'm a man.
You are an ass, man. Seriously. All right, fuck it. All right, I'll go for it. I'll go for it.
An intelligible word.
That's a year from now. So are we shaking? Oh my God. Why am I doing this? I'm sure everybody's going to be waiting for Halloween ends now. Seriously.
So the bet is you will take 5 shots if there is an intelligible word or if there is not.
He'll take 5 if there's an intelligible word spoken. I will take 5. No, sorry. No, he'll take 5 if there's not an intelligible word. I will take 5 if there is an intelligible word.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that the rules are clearly laid out.
And then Tyler's putting this in his fucking computer, and it's probably
it's on the
a
record.
fucking reminder on the calendar will pop up.
It's on the record, and there's no getting out.
All right. Well,
Listen, I will do my 5 at the beginning of the episode, 1 after the other after the other.
All right. Well, I'll just call myself a pussy. I'm taking it throughout the show. I'm not taking 5 straight in a row because it's all going to come all over the fucking board. Seriously.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
I'm going to. It's yeah. Okay. Oh, let's get back to the show.
Okay.
Deal.
Where were we? I don't remember.
We were talking about Halloween 2018 about the
and that's
doctor.
right. And you lost the punishment shot vote. So the doctor with his hyper obsession, caused his own death and caused what ended up very arguably being the entire murder fest that fucking happened in 2018. And that's the hubris.
Sorry, I just love seeing you hyping yourself up to try to get through this.
It's a shot. There you go. See, it was easier than the first one, wasn't it?
No.
You're definitely taking it easier. By the way, if any fans out there think that they have good suggestions for us as punishment shots, we will gladly listen.
Hot
we will
sauce
gladly
and tequila.
listen. And also, we are cheap whores, so if any fans want to reach out and maybe buy us some fucking liquor, we're all about it. We accept gifts very gladly. Let's start talking about kills. I want to talk about kills.
We already talked about kills.
I want to talk about favorite kills.
Oh, you talking about favorite kills?
Let's talk about kills.
I think
anywhere in the series.
I think he's going to go for the nurse that popped herself when he came through the door.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. You were hyping that one up pretty good.
Actually, let me think about it, because actually I didn't think about this one. So, Tyler, how about you? You go first on this, because I'm trying to think.
I mean, like, so you kind of put me on the spot, man. Like, I'm not really sure. There's quite a few of them. I really still dig like that chick that shot herself in the face during Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing. Bro, like, I loved it so much, and we've already kind of covered it a little bit. So that's definitely a good one. The original movie where Michael makes his first kill at 6 years old, like it was not filmed very well. You know, it was a little melodramatic.
Oh, you talking about the POV shot?
Yeah,
and the blood was very cheap.
Yeah, and it is what it is, Blake. But like, there's
blood on tits, though.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, are the tits hyping it up?
No, I mean they're beautiful. I mean they were
great tits. They were great tits.
I mean, like, real or not, like, they were fantastic. And the Rob Zombie,
which they probably were real.
I mean, in that time, possibly.
In the 70s,
the odds.
Yeah, no, they were real.
It was probably real.
Yeah.
The first kill.
I got my kill, by the way. Go ahead.
The first kill from Rob Zombie's Halloween, where he beats the kid to death with the stick in the woods.
Oh yeah,
another great one.
Especially when you see the kid just like
oh,
you know,
please no, I'll
yeah,
change.
because he was all bullying Michael, and then all of a sudden it was like the other way around, and he was just like bashing him in the head. It was
fuck you, Jamie from Spy Kids.
When he duct tapes Ronnie to the chair and slits his throat. That was another good one too.
Yep. So interesting thing about that is that they were using a prosthetic across his
understandably so.
Obviously, but it was all practical. So they were using a prosthetic across his throat, and they actually they're just 13-year-old boy to play Michael Myers of that age, and everyone was freaking out because, well, I want to say his name was Dak or Dag or something like that, the actual actor, but he was having entirely too much fun. So they actually they recruited as a really short blonde girl, to do that scene, but he was like, especially when he is, I would say chasing, but walking after his sister after he stabs her the first time, and you see him just beating the crap out of her with a baseball bat over the back. Yeah. They tried to take the first time with him, and he was going like full force on this chick.
Yes. So you're saying he was a little psychopath himself?
He's a little fucking psycho. Same kid who played the asshole in Hancock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same dude. Asshole. No.
Little fucking German prick.
French.
Was he French? Or I thought he was German.
He was French.
It's been about probably 15 years since I've seen it, but yeah.
But yeah, no, he was having entirely too much fun with the baseball bat, so they actually had to have that little short blonde girl play the part so she could properly do the stunt and not beat the shit out of the co-stars.
What's your favorite kill scene?
My favorite kill scene, I think it's got to be second kill in H2O. I forget what her fucking name was, where the dumbwaiter goes.
Oh, when it falls on her leg.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that is one of my favorites. However, I will say that fucking dumbwaiter would have taken her leg off.
Oh, yeah.
No, you saw it broke the bone. So why is the soft tissue still there?
Yeah, no, you're right. I got two, and I'm kind of in a tie between two kills, and it's from the original 1978 version, and it's from the Rob Zombie Halloween 2. The kill when the boyfriend gets stabbed and basically hung up, like basically right up on the wall. I actually thought that was a really good kill, and the reason why I loved it is because right when he does it, he does that little like puppy dog tilt of his head, and he's just like looking side to side, side to side. It was
very much so. Nifty.
Yeah, he's like he was basically studying his kill. But then the other one that I loved and I thought was very brutal was the stabbing of the nurse in Halloween 2, where he was basically stabbing her over and over, and you could just hear the fucking knife going through her. You can hear the gurgling of the blood and everything, and you could just see the blood pooling around and her just moving every single time that knife was going in. I thought that was a very decently made kill. It was a very brutal, hardcore kill. Like Halloween Kills had a lot of good kills. Trust me, there was many of them, but that one still holds to me because I actually am a huge fan of Halloween 2 more than Halloween 1 when it comes to the Rob Zombie versions. But I'm in a tie between those two. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with the original because the original is just so iconic. I mean, just seeing his tilt, because that's when you start noticing when he starts doing that. But the second one is more brutal. So yeah. How about you, Stu?
I'm gonna have to kind of agree with Tyler. The original kill in '78, the sister.
Oh, the when he was 6 years old.
Yeah, the POV kill on her. The brutality of it, especially opening a fucking movie with that. It was just so shocking to the goddamn system, having no real backstory, no real understanding of what the fuck is you're about to step into, and just putting yourself in that mindset of, this is what I'm about to fucking watch. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
And the shockingness, and then following that kill out, and you seeing this little fucking boy, outside, surrounded by all these fucking cops and shit like that. The insanity that that had to elicit as emotionally to everybody. It just worked so damn well.
Yeah.
To establish what we are about to partake in, what we're about to witness. Yeah. It just stuck with me. Yeah. Was it the most bloody? No. Was it the most brutal? No. But because of,
it really set the tone.
Exactly. It did such a great job of just slapping you in the face and saying, this isn't your average horror movie.
Yeah, it's very much so. Welcome to the theater. Boom. This is what you're in for.
Exactly. And it did such a great job at that. And I can appreciate the effect of that had to have had. I know the effect it had on me, and I can only, and I'm jaded as shit, and gorge myself on fucking horror films. And just imagine on somebody who had never seen something like that, what that had to have been like. So that's probably my favorite. That really is.
I want to bring something up past the subject of kills as Laurie Strode from the 2018 version. I really thought that she did a really good job. I wanted to bring this up because I kind of compare her to Ripley from Aliens.
Yep.
Because she was post-traumatic stress from the first Alien movie, having to deal with that original alien, and then when you see her in Aliens, she becomes more of a badass to the point where she's not afraid to fucking die. She's going to kill anything that, because what she dealt with in the past, killing all of her crew and everything else, and then she wants to kill Michael Myers just like Ripley wanted to kill all the aliens. It kind of was a representation of badassism, basically, for the for the female side. Laurie Strode was really good at that. Just the way that she trained herself, that she was out in the fucking woods shooting at fucking dummies out there, and training her fucking daughter. I mean, her daughter was trained with a rifle and everything.
Creepy fucking dummies too.
Yeah, no,
super fucking creepy fucking.
No, I agree.
All right, and just imagining, just checking the house and her going back and forth and like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have had these mannequins in this fucking bedroom.
Yeah,
fuck, and just looking back and forth and shit like that, just super fucking creepy.
Fuck all that.
Except for the mannequin from Mannequin, I would do her.
That's a fair point. I'm not
split second chick, huh?
Yes.
That's who it is. Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot her name.
I would totally fucking do her.
I know you would. But overall,
hot. Obviously.
Laurie Strode was badass in this film. I loved it. I loved how she set the whole fucking trap inside that fucking house, put the whole fucking gas all over the place so the place is set on fire, set the whole basement as a whole trap for fucking Michael Myers. She had this shit planned out. She was smart about it. She did it the right way. Although she didn't do it the right way because Michael Myers hides himself in a fucking gun closet.
I really, truly believe that if Laurie had spent 40 years prepping, she wouldn't have overlooked that. She honestly wouldn't have overlooked that weakness in her plan.
See, but the thing is, I wonder if the writers knew, because that Danny McBride is one of the writers of this film, which is crazy.
I mentioned it earlier.
Well, that's the funny thing is because he's from the comedy world, and it goes to that insight where a lot of people in comedy are really talented, where they get into
comedy and horror are a heartbeat away.
Yeah,
they really are. They touch on the same basic concepts of absurdity, but which angle are you leaning towards?
Jordan Peele, Todd Phillips. Well, it's not horror, but he made the Joker film with Phoenix, and all he did in the past was nothing but comedies. Yep. And then when you see fucking Joker, it's like, wow, this is like completely different from what he's done. It's actually a well-made film, very well done, a good character study. But overall, fucking Danny McBride wrote this film because you could see that there was a little bit of you could tell that the dialogue, that it would be something Danny McBride would do. I could tell by the modern stuff and everything else, but it turned out really well, and they did a really good character, especially with Laurie Strode. They were kind of made her character. They actually put a lot more into her, made her the type of character she was, because right in the beginning she was just a lowly babysitter. That's all she was. She was, freaked out. But then after all this trauma that she entered from, getting hunted down by Michael Myers, she became this protector of everybody. I mean, remember when she was running out there, says, "Stay in your homes, lock your doors." I mean, she was hardcore about it. So
hide your wives, hide your kids. Everybody get raped around here.
No, I mean, Ron has a fair point though. Like that, she went from being a vulnerable, virginal sort of victim to a leader. She went to she went on the offensive and actually took that took up that helm of being a protector.
Yeah,
and,
but also that was kind of thrust upon her. Everybody kind of put her in that light. Even the podcasters, oh, we think if you just guys talk, then everything will be okay. No. And the doctor, no, you must go and visit her and finish your, shit that you're fucking going through. No. Once again, if she painted herself out to be so much more important in her own mind to the story than reality dictated.
Yeah.
Yes, it happened to work out that way. That yes, thank goodness she had that trap built in her house. But if everybody didn't expect her to be the antithesis of Michael and treat her that way, it wouldn't have ever happened. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I thought that worked out really, really fucking well. I did. Yeah. So another great thing about Halloween is the fucking score. In all honesty, it really helped make that film. It was so iconic. And I'm just talking about this as a casual, listener. So I'm actually going to turn this over to our resident score whores, Ron and Tyler, to get their thoughts more so on it.
Well, first of all, John Carpenter is amazing. John Carpenter scores most of his films. And he does a great job because it's all synthesizer. I can't even say the fucking word.
They're hard.
Yeah, shut up. But what's made about this theme is that everybody knows this fucking theme.
Yep.
You hear this theme, you think Halloween, Michael Myers, or even Halloween, the season of Halloween. It's used so fucking much. It's amazing how he does it. I think that he did it great. And the fact that he had his son involved with this fucking theme, Cody Carpenter and John Carpenter, they did this.
Cody does make it's a very douchey name. I have to make the comment.
Why do you say it's a douchey name?
No, I agree. Cody is a very, very weak fucking name.
Yeah, it's fucking. I expect him to be, slipping pills to fucking cheerleaders. All right, I really do. It's a very rapey name.
That's Cody and Brandon over there.
Yeah. They're on the lacrosse team. All right, it absolutely is a fucking douchey name.
You know what? But still, he's got talent. The thing is that the fact that it's father and son doing the whole score for the film. And
now, does he have talent, or is he just riding the coattails of his dad? I honestly,
asking the big question.
I don't know. I just that they
John Carpenter we know has talent,
and I think Cody Carpenter learned from John Carpenter.
And what has he done outside of helping his dad?
Help me out, Tyler.
Well, I'm looking it up right now to see if there's anything at all. I doubt there fucking is.
I
honestly think he's just riding the coattails of his dad.
I've never even heard the name Cody Carpenter until I sat down.
Well, no, trust me. I learned about it when I found out that the score was done by John Carpenter. When he was coming back to do the score for this film, I was excited. I was like, that's awesome that he's coming back, because the other scores that they've done, like H2O and everything else, they use the Carpenter theme of Halloween, but it sounds like shit. This one sounds better. It's got more of a beat to it. It's more a little bit hardcore, where the other one was a little bit like, especially this theme right here. This is the part where the shape is hunting Allison, and I fucking love this. It just sounds very creepy. The synthesizer, it's got a very 80s sound to it.
Yep.
And I like the fact that they still stuck to that 80s sound. They didn't go to the modern day scores that they did. They stuck to the original. It just works perfectly for the role. What do you think, Tyler?
So it's funny that you mentioned the synthesizer. There's some synthesizers in the original theme. However, apparently one of the few time signatures that John Carpenter knew when he was first starting out at music was a 5/6 timing. And I'm not even really familiar with that myself. I'm used to to 4/4, 2/4, 6/8. 5/6 timing is kind of odd. But that's all he did. He created this synthesizer drum beat at 5/6 time signature or whatever, and then just kind of overlaid it with a piano riff or whatever, or melody. And so it's kind of funny that you mentioned the synthesizers, which with this theme song, the most noticeable, recognizable thing is the piano rather than the synths.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm looking up Carpenter's his son Cody Carpenter's filmography. There's really not a whole lot to mention. Apparently, it's Halloween.
Halloween Kills.
Yeah, Halloween Kills or whatever. Like The Nun 2, which is like a short or something like that. Not really much else. So Cody is more or less like running the coattails of his father.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling when John Carpenter...
He's just going to keep rehashing everything fucking John did.
No, I think he's going to do his own version, because when you look at it right now...
His own version of what Daddy did.
No, but I think he's going to be... That's the thing. I think that he's going to be asked to do other scores for other movies, and it'll be different. You know what? Well, let's just see what happens in the future, because I think
they're going to tell him, make it sound more like your dad would.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, to be fair, I mean, having Halloween 2 and...
What do you mean, the Halloween 2?
The 2 that he did the scores for.
Yeah.
Having that on your resume is pretty much a freebie for your next gig.
Yeah.
It's not like those were not successful movies.
Well, what did you think of Tyler Bates' score for the Halloween 1 and Halloween 2? I mean, his version, because it was still John Carpenter's theme, but it was made more of like a...
not as iconic.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't, but it still used the theme, you know.
But it's not as iconic.
No, it's not. You're right. You're right. But
honestly, man, like unless you listen to them side by side, most people aren't going to pick up on the differences. They're really not.
Well, the thing is, I don't think anybody. I think anybody would expect to have the fucking John Carpenter. All right, let me go back.
You showed me an interesting version from White Bat Audio. Basically his kind of royalty.
Well, that's in the intro.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Wonderful. I really enjoy White Bat Audio. But on the other side of the coin, you immediately associate it with John Carpenter, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to Michael Myers,
it
have
feels
to
like
hear
a
his
synth
theme.
version where I'm waiting for the fucking bass drop, at any fucking moment. It's like a fucking house music. All right?
Yeah, no,
It really
I
is.
understand
It's
what you're
great.
saying.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
but it's still it feels like a remix version of John Carpenter. All right, and that's what Cody is doing. He is doing his dad's version, but without his fucking dad, there's no reason for Cody to be there.
So what if Halloween Ends isn't done by John Carpenter and it's done by Cody Carpenter? And it's
I guarantee
different.
it ain't gonna be completely different. It's not. He is going to make it sound just like his fucking dad would in a more stylized.
All right, but
take.
do you agree that it was good that John Carpenter came back to do 2018?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely.
Because you've heard all the other versions that are from different composers that it is done.
But also, I'm not going to say the music was 100% a deal maker for me in the 2018.
So which one would you prefer? You prefer the original?
It was still John Carpenter style of music. It could have been anybody doing John Carpenter style of music, and it still would have been John Carpenter style of music to me.
Okay, I can agree with you.
All right, so I'm like, it still fits.
Yeah.
But now if they all of a sudden brought in some like ragtime band or some bullshit like that, it'd be fucking different. We have a different conversation.
That would be really fucking shitty. But overall, do you feel like it's a good theme for the Michael
because
Myers?
it's all based on John
But
Carpenter's
do you still
original
feel
thing.
like it's just Michael Myers? Do you feel like it's also just a good Halloween theme? A Halloween season theme? Because
we have automatically associated it 100% with Halloween, both as Michael Myers and as the holiday itself.
Yeah.
They are interchangeable 100%. It gives you that ominous feeling, and it works really well.
Yeah, I think it's like the number one use for Halloween in the background, that music right then and there. So it works perfectly. So
that works good. Okay, next thing I want to delve into is we've kind of generally touched on all the different timelines, the different, feels and how everything went through. I want everybody's opinion on what their favorite timeline, whether it be the original, whether it be the H2O, whether it be the Rob Zombie, or whether it be the 2018 and on timeline.
See, the Rob Zombie, I don't feel like is a timeline. I feel like that's more. I feel like that's more of a reboot.
It's a rebooted timeline.
I would consider it a different timeline because it has.
It was even set in a different time.
Okay, I can see what you're going with that, but when you're talking about like anything that connects to the first film, that's what I'm talking about. This timeline. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now. It's just I saw it differently, but no, that's a good question. How about you, Chase? You go first.
You got to put me on the spot like that.
Oh yeah, man, you got it.
So
remember, cup the balls when you take it.
There you go.
So no, the Rob Zombie timeline is fantastic, but it's for completely different reasons. And I have to say that I think I might like the original timeline better.
Okay, when you go original, you're talking about
that hurt.
1, 2, and 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, that's the original timeline.
I would consider
that's the original timeline.
Okay, see, this is the timelines you got. You got 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
5 and 6.
Okay, but that's the original timeline. You got 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, H2O and Resurrection, and then you got the Rob Zombie, and then you got the 2018 and Halloween.
But you got 2018 and Halloween.
Yeah, so those are the timelines. So you really want to go to the original? That's making you think now.
I like them both a lot, but it's for totally different reasons.
You got to pick one.
Yeah, if 5 and 6 are in there, fuck that. No, I'm going with Rob Zombie.
You're going with Rob. So you're going just to reboot that timeline, his version.
It's more visceral. It's more in your face. It's more holy shit. What did I just see all the time? Rather than just being in your mind the whole time and spooky music and oh no, the guy got pinned to a wall.
Yeah. Okay. Tyler, how about you?
Dude, I'm actually really liking what they're doing with this new timeline, like Halloween 2018 and the Halloween Kills. I'm actually really excited for Halloween Ends to see like how it ends.
But do you think it's going to change your opinion? If it's
ultimately, I'm sure it will. You know, like
it's either going to make it better or worse.
Yeah, absolutely. How Halloween Kills went back to the original and brought back a lot of the old characters. And also like even made like reference to that shitty film Season of the Witch. Like I really
not a shitty film.
I really dug
it was.
You guys are fucking.
Don't
assholes.
you say, Chase, it wasn't a shitty film. You haven't seen it.
No, I'm just saying it's not a Halloween film. It's like calling
it is a Halloween themed film.
It's not. It's like calling the new electric Mustang a Mustang or a C10 Corvette. A Corvette.
You know, you have to put that in as an anthology timeline, I guess, because that's what it would be called in the timelines. Anthology. So. But nobody's going to pick that.
I apologize for interrupting you, Tyler.
No, sorry, Tyler. Go ahead.
You guys are good. So my like what I was just getting at is that I really like how like these films are definitely paying respect to the original film, which I love so much and so dearly. And they're definitely building on the mythology, and I really truly respect that.
Okay.
How about you, Ron?
I'm kind of in. This is hard. I guess I would go with the newer trilogy that's coming out, but the thing is that I respected H2O a lot. I actually really enjoyed H2O, but the freaking sequel to H2O. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying it's my number one. I enjoyed H2O. I enjoyed it. But then Resurrection fucking killed it for me. If Resurrection was a completely different film and better, I would have been a lot happier with it. But Resurrection is the dog shit of Halloween films.
For the Busta Rhymes fight.
Fucking Busta Rhymes can suck a dick. That guy cannot fucking act worth a shit. I swear to God, I've never seen such bad acting.
But the fight was amazing.
It was different.
That fight was amazing.
It was fucking karate and
exactly.
Happy Halloween, motherfucker. I mean, seriously, it's just
iconic.
I'm sorry, I don't know. That movie made me cringe when I watched it. I almost wanted to turn it off, but I was watching it for the podcast. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? All right, so basically, the H2O was a good movie, and I enjoyed that as a sequel from Halloween. But I'm not a big fan of the Halloween 2. The original. I'm really not a big fan of that. So I guess I really can't.
Part of that timeline.
I know. So that's why I would have to go with Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. And I'm really hoping Halloween ends. I really hope Halloween ends, fixes it. But no, but the thing is, Rob, I'm going to agree with you on part 2. I enjoyed part 2. That's great. You'll see it in my ranking. But I'm just saying, I'm going to agree with Tyler. The 2018 and Halloween Kills was quite amazing. I loved how they stuck to the story. They stuck with the whole Laurie Strode. They really filled in all the gaps that you saw. They really added to the storyline, and it just fit perfectly like a puzzle. It was perfect. I enjoyed it. So I would have to go with the new trilogy coming out. That would be my pick. How about you?
I am 100% the 2018.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you picked this movie, so I kind of figured that as much.
Exactly. That timeline to me fits so fucking well. 78, 2018, Halloween Kills, everything feeding into each other. I'm really liking the way the Halloween Kills in 2018 are basically the same night. The same way the original and then even Halloween 2, were the same night type feeling. And it's implying that Halloween Ends is going to also probably be the same fucking night. It's just one really fucking bad goddamn night 40 years later.
I'm really worried about my ranking changing by when this movie comes out, because I'm really curious how they're going to end this trilogy. I'm really curious how it's going to turn out. I have another feeling other than I'm not doing any bets on this one. I know Laurie Strode's going to die. I have a feeling that she's going to die. But
I'm not going to bet that rightfully she should.
I think it's going to happen, but we shall see when it comes out. I mean, we're probably going to do a hot take in the theater for this, just like we did for Halloween Kills. And I'm hoping the best. I really am. I'm hoping it ends good, because a lot of movies, the original is always the best, and the last movie is always the worst.
I cannot agree on that for this one.
When you think about Godfather Part 3, Godfather Part 1 and Part 2, you think about Aliens, Alien.
Better than Godfather 1.
Huh?
I would argue Godfather 2 was better than Godfather 1.
I would say Part 1's better.
I'm going to argue Star Wars 5 is better than Star Wars 4. I would argue, in my opinion,
Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. In my opinion, there's quite a few.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Sequels are always good, but the end of the sequel, the trilogy, is always not good. Rambo 3. I mean, shit. The third one's always Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 3. I mean, seriously, the third one's always shit. Seriously. So I'm a little worried about Halloween Ends. I am. I really hope that they pull it out of their butts and they actually make a good film here. Seriously.
I'm hoping that they've earned enough credit with me that they've got my money already, for the next film.
Yeah, no. And I respect your Rob Zombie, because trust me, I love Rob Zombie. I think he is an amazing director. I love his films. I love the way that it's his input and everything else. But it still isn't. I agree with Stu. I almost said it. I agree with Stu that the whole ordeal about.
What do you want to say?
Shut up. I know what you're trying to do.
I was about to say some Patron.
Fuck you. I agree with Stu that Rob Zombie films don't feel like the Michael Myers movies that it should have been. But it is a different take on it, and I respect it. I respect Rob Zombie's vision, but it's not Michael Myers the night. It's not what it just doesn't work. But I still appreciate him. So.
Okay. Next, I want to get into the iconic mask of Michael Myers. First off, we all know that the mask was supposedly based on
William Shatner.
I
think it was a Captain Kirk mask.
Painted white, which is fucking amazing to me in the first place. But it makes the character. We all in agreement with that?
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So now I want to ask everybody's favorite mask, because they've made changes throughout the different films. It has changed the same way Jason's mask has changed. Michael's mask has changed. What's everybody's favorite mask?
Halloween Kills is my favorite mask. And the reason why is because the burn side on the side of the mask, the wear and tear to the point where it just makes him become more stronger because he was inside that fire and everything else, and it doesn't affect him at all other than making him stronger and more brutal to the point where his kills are better. I still think that mask because it embodies the original mask, but it shows the wear and tear, just like Rob Zombie did with Halloween 2. Yep. With that one actually almost falling apart. Half the mask is off of his face, but the fact is I really enjoyed the look of Halloween Kills masks out of every single mask, because the other sequels were fucking shit. I'm sorry. They didn't even look like fucking William Shatner. They didn't look like the original. They actually tried to put more of a face with like almost eyebrows, and just like you can see it just didn't look good at all. It looked, in one of them, I think in Halloween 5, the mask was like half off of his neck. It just didn't look good. Halloween Kills. That's my favorite mask, believe it or not.
Okay, how about you, Chase?
I'm going to go with Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie version.
Oh, so you do like that one.
I fucking love that one.
Man.
Yeah.
It's good.
And mainly because, one, again, it shows the wear and tear. It shows the nasty grime. And I fucking love where, he goes into the Red Rabbit. As he's killing the stripper, and she's, rips off a chunk of it, but it just comes off so easily. and it comes off so easily to show you that, well, it's fucking dry rotted, man. This thing's been carried around with him for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, that end shot with Angel Myers popping the mask on. It was
Which
so great.
I will say I appreciated how small it made her feel.
It did.
It really did that, basically the
fucking
rebirth of a
gigantic.
child,
Yeah.
and I can appreciate that. I remember watching that with Harley, and she was just like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
When she was walking out, I'm like, that's her. She's taking on the embodiment of Michael. It's a passing of the psychopathic torch, which would be an awesome name for a fucking ICP fucking album. By the way, Psychopathic Torch.
I didn't even think about that.
I just thought about that.
I mean, they got the song "Pass the Axe," right?
Exactly. So, how about you, Tyler?
Yeah, dude. So I really like the Halloween Kills mask. I'm right there with Ron on that. Like the burn side of it. Really, man. Like my whole ranking of the mask has a lot more to do with just the used, torn up, dirty fucking masks that have been in some of the later films. Rob Zombie's Halloween, the mask that's taken out of the floorboards. That's number 2. The 2018 Halloween version is a good one as well, because that one has a little bit of wear to it. And then of course there's the original 1978 version, just because it's the OG. So again, I love that fucking mask. Like everything else, my most hated fucking mask is his H2O and Resurrection. Like how clean and perfect it looked.
I agree.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Yep. Resurrection, horrible. Oh, that mask was bad.
And for me, I'm going to actually have to go with the 2018. It was my favorite. Just the fact of you can tell it's been passed around and just dry rotted for 40 fucking years. And without that basis, Halloween Kills wouldn't exist. Because it was the same night. It just, now you're introducing fire to it, realistically, and melted part of it. So without the basis of the age and the decrepitness that happened, and it was introduced in the 2018, then the Halloween Kills couldn't exist. That's my personal favorite mask, but I respect why you guys' Halloween Kills was a really strong contender.
I think it was better than Halloween 2 was a good mask with it all torn up, but because when you compare it, you compare Halloween 2 to Halloween Kills because they're both damaged masks, but yes. I actually like the burn effect on the side of the mask. It just looked better to me.
I can respect that. And then it would probably be the OG mask would be right behind it, in my opinion, because in my mind, Halloween, the 2018 and Halloween Kills, they're the same mask that has just been evolved as the night progressed. So they kind of go hand in hand. But then, so I'm gonna have to group them together, but then immediately follow it by the OG, the creepiness of that white, pale visage of Captain Kirk. And I really wouldn't want Captain Kirk slowly stalking me, in the fucking hallway. I really fucking want that. So that's my feelings on the mask. Okay, so we've gone over just about everything, that involves Michael Myers and Halloween as a whole. So let's get down to the nitty fucking gritty and let's rank these films. And I want everybody's opinions from the films that you have seen recently enough where they're in your brain to actually give them a true ranking. I'm sure at one point or another we've all seen all the films, either on TV, just catching snippets here and there, or what have you. But I want actual recently enough where you can make a true judgment. Let me hear your rankings.
Not everybody go first. Fuck.
Come on now.
All right, here. No, I'll go ahead and go first. You want to go from worst to best, or best
either
to
way?
Worst? I'll go from worst to best. All right. So the worst of all is Halloween Resurrection. That movie was a pile of dog shit. I fucking hated it. I cringed. I did not like it. It was so fucking bad. The acting, everything, the whole thing about Laurie Strode being killed in the beginning was fucking. The way that she died, falling off, it sucked. I hated it. I hated the whole POV shot, the whole Busta Rhymes hosting the whole little reality TV show. it sucked horrible.
But that was an interesting concept.
It was an interesting concept, and I think they were just trying to, go along with the other films that were coming out with, like, with the reality, Blair Witch Project and stuff like that with
and
camera.
It really fit the time period.
But
you
seeing
have to put
Busta
yourself
Rhymes
in the time period.
seeing Busta Rhymes in a fucking Michael Myers mask and arguing with Michael Myers, and it was like, what the fuck is this? I'm sorry. I understand you love the fighting scene, but that movie was cringeworthy. It was so bad. Then I would go 5, 4, and 6. I'm not a fan of those films, but...
You just like 6 better because of Paul Rudd.
No, it wasn't Paul Rudd. I actually thought that the story was interesting. It was a different take on it. I also thought it was something different they were trying to do. There's 2 cuts of it. There's a producer's cut and there's the original cut. There was a lot of controversy in the making of the film, but it wasn't exciting to watch. I wasn't a fan of it. I don't even really care to talk about those films, really, to tell you the truth. I don't even put them inside the mix. I hate that timeline. Then I would go with the zombie version of the original Halloween. I respected it. I loved Rob Zombie's take on it, but I also did not think it fit in the Halloween saga. I feel like it's a reboot. I don't feel like it's a timeline. I know it's a different timeline because of the different decade that it was in and everything else, but it was very, it was a zombie film. It was a Rob Zombie film and trying to be a Michael Myers film, but it just didn't work for me. Then I would go with Halloween 2. It was okay. The whole thing about the sister thing was different. The whole thing taking place in the hospital. There was I didn't really like the guy that played Michael Myers. In fact, I'd have to look up his name, but the fact is he wasn't Nick Castle. The movements were different. It didn't work for me. It wasn't the best of them. And then right in the middle, I'd put Season of the Witch because I still believe, to me, it still fits in the fucking saga. It is Halloween 3, even though you guys don't agree. I understand that, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a very original film. I still thought it was an original story, sci-fi horror, as Tyler said in the last episode. It was fun. It was a fun Halloween movie, but it wasn't Michael Myers.
Include 3 in the ranking.
I'm including it because it's
separate.
But it is part of the saga, so I'm putting it in there. Then I would go to H2O. H2O I enjoyed. I thought it was actually good. 20 years passed. I thought the whole Laurie Strode and her son and everything else, the Holtz in the school, Michael Myers coming back, and it was actually not a bad film. I felt like it fit in the whole genre of Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, just the way that it was made, the music and everything else. I kind of saw that with the whole teens and stuff like that. It just felt like that. It was a very late 90s film. Then I would go with Halloween Kills. I respect the movie a lot. I'm really hoping how it ends. I'm really hoping it ends well with Halloween Ends. I enjoyed it. I thought that the kills were great. I thought they were brutal. I thought they were very, as we were talking in the Halloween Kills episode, they were pieces of art, how he was especially stabbing that guy multiple times very slowly. But the fact that Nick Castle came back, and also there was another actor I remember talking about in the Halloween Kills episode, because there was 2 people that played Michael Myers in that. And I thought the story was interesting. Evil Must Die Tonight from, 16 Candles, what's his name? The geek.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall, yeah, that's what it is. I thought it was great. I thought it was a fun film. The ending was a little interesting. It really depends on, like I said, what Halloween Ends turns into. Hopefully it will end right. That's what I'm hoping. My top 3 films from 3, 2, 1 would be Halloween 2. I think that would be number 3. I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed the whole thing about basically homeless Michael Myers walking and, still hunting Laurie Strode, and basically in this
We're talking about the zombie one?
Yeah, the Rob Zombie Halloween 2 would be my number 3. I actually like the iconic Rob Zombie, with the whole thing with the horse and his mother and everything else. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the picture, the visuals inside.
I couldn't stand young Michael in that one.
No, that's one thing I was going to bring up. The young Michael in the first one was creepy as fuck. This one, it just looked like some random kid with a fucking wig on. It didn't work right.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I really wish they could have gotten it, but I think it was a couple years past, so they weren't able to use the kid. Children grow fast. So they had to use a different kid, and it didn't work. But overall, I thought the story was good. I thought the kill, like I said, it was one of my favorite kills. And it with that nurse being stabbed over and over. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a very different take, especially with his mask falling apart and Dr. Loomis, which was played by Malcolm McDowell, which I fucking love. I love Malcolm McDowell, and anything he does, he's amazing. I thought he actually was a very good interpretation of Dr. Loomis. I thought that was good casting right there, which we didn't talk about, actually.
No, you know who I thought would have made it a good Dr. Loomis?
What was that?
Donald Sutherland. I thought he would have made an amazing film.
Actually, you have a point there. That would have been a good one. But
I mean, just that intensity that he can fucking bring.
Yeah.
Burn it all.
Exactly. Right? You can see him believing and selling everybody on the evil.
Now, I'm really curious if you're going to wonder if what my first one is and my second one is. My second one is 2018. I think 2018 is a great, true sequel to the original 1978 version. I thought that it was well done. It was well directed. It was well written. I thought bringing Nick Castle back, it worked perfectly. It felt like a true sequel. It worked. The kills were great. Laurie Strode coming back as a badass bitch, raging bitch, as we have on the fucking can of our beer that we just drank. It worked. I love the ending. Even though I was actually sympathetic for fucking Michael Myers when he was down there in the fire. It was just weird just thinking that. But the number one is going to be the original one. I'm sorry, but I thought it was going to be 2018. But after watching it, I actually respect it so much that there's all the other films got it from that film. And that film is the original, and the kills, the camera movements, the score, everything about that film was great. Jamie Lee Curtis, though, wasn't my favorite in that. I liked Laurie Strode in the 2018, but I wasn't a big fan of her as the babysitter because she just seemed like she was a scream queen. She was basically just screaming her way through, being terrorized. But she was made better in 2018, learning from all the terrorizing that she's been from Michael Myers. It worked.
How the fuck do you think you would act?
No, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. All I know is that the 1978 version still is going to be ranking number one. The original is ranking number one. And I'm not trying to be a hipster, as Tyler would call me. I really, I knew you guys were going to laugh about that. I'm serious. I watched this film, and when I think about it, it's really a well-made horror film. It is. It's going to even rank them on being better than the Friday the 13th films, even though I'm a Jason fan, number one. But this is a really well-made film. It's a really good horror slasher film. It started the genre. It works. I enjoyed it. So that would be my number one. That is my ranking.
Okay. Now, Tyler, I saw your head shakes numerous times during Ron's ranking. I really want to hear yours.
He's just such a horror movie hipster. Of course, his number one is the 1978. It's the original. Of course it would be. What else would it fucking be other than the original?
No, but the thing is, it wasn't originally going to be that. I thought it was going to be 2018 or even the Rob Zombie Part 2, but believe it or not, I actually really enjoyed the film more. It's one of those movies that you watch over and over again. Over time, it goes up. It goes up in points. And watching it again and ready for this podcast, everything else, I really enjoyed it. I was actually hooked all the way from the beginning all the way to the end, and I thought it was a good start to the whole saga of Michael Myers. It was great.
Yeah, and the other thing was of course he included the Season of the Witch, and he put it in there so.
Oh come on! Seriously, I knew it. See,
Michael Myers, man.
I love this movie. Yeah. That's what you fucking sound like. Yeah.
Well, at least I have a lot of people to back me up on that, you fuckers.
No, they just hate Stu.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I'd rather be hated by the masses than think they have such low taste.
What was that Rotten Tomatoes score on that thing? 27%?
It was yes, I think that was right. Yeah. I think that was it.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right.
It was horse shit.
All right.
It was garbage. Both critically and audience both fucking hated the goddamn film.
Rotten Tomatoes score.
Did we already go over this in the Season of the Witch? I mean, seriously, why are we bringing this up again?
I think we did. However, just for clarity here, just to be thorough, yeah, 27% for audience score.
Good pull, Chase.
Yeah. Damn. All right.
Yeah, fucking right on.
Can't remember shit else, but I.
Where are my fucking keys? Audience score 27%. Season of the Witch, Halloween 3.
73,000 ratings.
This is my life. You have no idea.
Never gonna go away.
What's my kid's name? All right. Yeah. So yeah. No, actually, I 100% have to agree with Ron about the original Halloween 1978 version. being number one. Absolutely. Like, that movie is such a slow burn and such a great fucking film. Like, it's a part of history, man. Like, the fact that film had such a small budget, relatively had such a small budget, was filmed in such a short amount of time, filmed with actors that were willing to work for free, and became the fucking rubric for slasher films is fucking astounding. And and the fact that it still looks good and still holds up to this date is just incredible to me.
Can you give me a definition on rubric? I've never once heard that word in my life. I will absolutely say I'm an idiot. I'm not calling you out or anything. I've never heard that word in my life.
Often used in education scenes, but basically the rubric is a course that you follow.
Okay.
A set out course plan.
Okay, I've never heard that word, and I was genuinely curious what the fuck that was.
Yeah, well, funny enough, dude, I'm not educated at all. I'm actually a high school dropout, funny enough. But hence why I'm doing the show. But anyways, yeah, dude, no, it's set the fucking it made the framework for what the slasher movie became. Hence why it was every single point of Randy's rules from Scream you could you could trace back to Halloween. And that's why I love this movie so much, is because it's dad, man. It's where we all came from. It's where where it all started. My next one is Halloween Kills. I really love how they're really drawing from from that first film, and and they're building on the mythology, and they're really going with it, and they're paying so much respect to the original film. I'm really excited to see it. Once again, I'm really excited to see where Halloween ends, goes with the storyline, and my hierarchy might change whatever after that film, but as of right now, I really liked Halloween Kills, minus Michael becoming supernatural at the end of it, but the story is really where it's at with me. Rob Zombie's Halloween holds a special place in my heart because with Michael not being supernatural and really kind of delving into his history and and making him more human, makes him more terrifying to me because it makes him more real. Yeah. And that's why I love that movie so much. And and even though the dialogue can be kind of hard for most people to swallow because it is so fucking, it's so harsh, and it's it's
very sharp.
It's so disgusting and everything like that. It's still realistic. Those conversations happen in trailer parks all across America. Mm-hmm. And not
just trailer parks. And in all honesty, not just trailer parks. In households, every income, every background. It really is.
Shit people exist everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. In the hierarchy, and that's why it does really resonate. To people who've had less than ideal childhoods. It really does, because it's that type of shit right there that you're hearing and listening to, no matter where on the financial ladder your family grew up on.
Yeah, and it's just the point that those abusive environments that exist, and how damaging it can be. We can try to believe that's not how people really talk, but some people really fucking talk like that, and they do it in front of their kids, and it's really is damaging. Beyond that, the Halloween 2018, I really didn't like the dialogue so much in that movie. I could tell that Danny McBride wrote it, and while there are certain parts of building on that mythology that I really enjoyed, there's some things about the dialogue I could really kind of do without. And then lastly would be Halloween 2. It's okay. I really didn't like how they made Laurie related to Michael. I didn't really like that, and hence why it's so low on my list.
What about Season of the Witch? Where did that fall?
How many films are there? 12? Yeah, 12. 12.
Okay.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. Can the audience
have you seen have you seen Halloween Resurrection yet?
The eye roll.
Have you seen Halloween Resurrection yet? I want you to watch that film first and then give me an opinion about Season of the Witch, because that movie is dog shit compared to Season of the Witch. Trust me.
It'll still be last.
No, I think it would change. Have you seen Halloween Resurrection yet?
No.
Watch Halloween Resurrection. I guarantee your opinion will change.
So
the acting is still fucking Oscar worthy compared to Season of the Witch.
Oh my god!
I have seen the Busta Rhymes fight because of course that's sort of infamous.
Happy Halloween, motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's fucking ridiculous. I will give you that.
It is ridiculous, but in a way that it was so much better than all of Season of the Witch combined. I enjoyed just that one fight scene at a resurrection
more than I enjoyed the entirety of Season of the Witch.
You love the villain, though.
Yeah.
You even said it in the show.
Absolutely.
You love the villain. Okay.
Absolutely.
How about you, Chase? Oh, wait a minute. Tyler, are you done your ranking?
Yeah, no, I'm done. Yeah.
All right. How about you, Chase?
I really like both of the versions of Halloween 2. I think they're pretty much top contenders for my...
Are they basically like a tie?
Just about, but I think I'm going to eke out the Rob Zombie version just because of the grittiness. All right, Mr. Elitist over here. You're crawling down my throat already.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't fucking say a goddamn word.
Cinephile, I'm better than everyone else.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I knew much better. Anyway.
But I my personal ADHD. Ron, when did you actually get the fucking DVD of Split Second? I'm just curious. I've never seen that on your fucking shelf before.
I actually bought that before we did the shows to get ready for it because I wanted to watch the special features to get ready for it.
Okay. I'm just wondering. I'm like, I've never seen that fucking goddamn movie goddamn displayed.
Yeah.
Is he doing that to taunt me?
No.
Fuck him.
No, I bought that like a week before the show, and so I can watch it and see and everything. So
yeah. So would you call it like a waste of celluloid? Now it's like a waste of fucking CD.
Yes, but no, you said you get so much enjoyment from it because you like to give Lenny shit about it. But now you're giving me. Now I feel like Split Second is his, and Season of the Witch is going to be my new fucking bullshit. Yeah,
that works. That works. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for giving me that idea.
Oh shit,
appreciate that.
So, Halloween 2 Rob Zombie version, I think is just fantastic. It captures, again, the grittiness. It captures it very well. Loomis was kind of a little bitch in that. Couldn't stand him.
You didn't like Michael McDowell?
I liked Michael McDowell and
Caligula, man.
In the first Rob Zombie Halloween. But in the second one, it wasn't that I didn't like his portrayal of the character. It's just that the character was a little bitch.
Oh, you're talking about doing his book thing and everything else,
trying to promote and just being a whiny little shit.
I can see what you're saying on that.
That's old Loomis. Yeah. This is new Loomis.
Yeah, it was just fucking annoying. Like what? It seemed to me like a secondary afterthought plot line that just was unnecessary.
You know, that's one thing I never thought to say is that I really enjoyed Donald Pleasant's version of Dr. Loomis. I thought that he did a great job. And even 4, 5, and 6, when he was in those, I still enjoyed him in the original. I love his speech about the evil within Michael Myers. And I apologize for interrupting you on that. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that. I love Donald Pleasant, so I want to give him rest in peace. He was great as Dr. Loomis.
Yeah. So. No, I really did like Loomis from the originals, but also the Loomis that was portrayed in the first Rob Zombie film was fantastic because he showed more understanding of Michael Myers, and still showed the fear,
right?
Because it gave you more of a basis. But both of the second Halloweens are on my top 2. Got Rob Zombie first, the original second. I did have a real problem with...
Talk about a younger generation here.
I had a problem with some of the kills in there, all right? One, I don't know how the hell a scalpel managed to support the full weight of some woman.
Movie magic.
Yeah, that's what that is. I'm going to lift you up with one scalpel. And then somehow having the physiological know-how as someone who wasn't integrated in society or had schooling since 6 to know how to place an IV or place a blood draw IV and bleed that woman out.
But he may have
been exposed to it during
15 years in a fucking hospital
again. But moving on, the original Rob Zombie Halloween I loved. As a gun lover, I fucking hated it. No, you don't understand. Okay, so this bitch she has her 357. Cool, you got a gun. Now you're going to run away, as you should. Get up in the ceiling. Best thing you can do. Now you have this gun, and you have clear line of sight to the guy that's trying to fucking murder you, and you're just going to sit there and whimper. Blow his brains out. I mean, I understand you got to do it later. But still, no, that shit, that really pissed me off.
Yeah, no, I hear
really
you.
Bad. And he was like...
but I will say...
In the fear response, I can understand it.
There's
I guess
a lot of people that, the fight or flight
instinct or freeze. It's actually 3 Fs versus 2.
People that freeze get under my skin.
Yes, but it is a legitimate response.
I know.
Especially if you have never had to pull that trigger before. It is a very difficult position to be in for most people.
Okay.
And
you want to be thrown around like a rag doll and murdered? Or do you want to pull a trigger?
It is a very typical response, though, for most people. I will say that. They are
all right, maybe I'm
hesitant to do what needs to be done, even for their own betterment.
Anywho, I understand. I really do. I know the psychology behind it. It's just, anyway, H2O is my number 4. That was pretty cool. Had a problem with the kill. Only one problem with the kill is
the dumbwaiter.
The dumbwaiter was cool. It should have taken off her leg, but that was actually my favorite kill. But Laurie Strode's lover, boyfriend, whatever he was, I don't know why it looked like he was being electrocuted when he got stabbed. That didn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
Still a badass scene. Another badass scene was when he did the one-handed drop from the ceiling.
Yeah, that is an iconic scene right there.
Lowering himself down to his prey. That was badass.
Yes, it
The
was.
slow lowering to
Yep.
show the pure
Just fucking
strength that he has.
Yes.
Halloween 4 is number 5 on my list. It was all right. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say about that one. It was a little strange.
Okay.
Halloween 5, I have a serious problem. I honestly turned it off. I turned off the fucking movie because we somehow see a psychic link between the niece,
the niece,
and he's got a Elder Futhark rune. Apparently, Mike Myers is now Norse, which is interesting because the rune that you see is called Thorisaz, sorry, which just it translates to giant, in reference to the ice giants of Norse mythology. So I guess I kind of get it. I just don't understand where the hell Norse mythology fits into Michael Myers. It makes no sense. It was a far reach. It was a strategy that I think it was lost.
It's bad writing.
It really was. It was bad. Continuing down, the original Halloween is my least favorite.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
All right.
Yep, I'm catching hate for this, and I understand it.
You have my attention, sir.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
No, so as a movie experience,
I'm gonna go with younger generation. I really am.
I already said that the first time,
and I think I honestly I have to say that's probably very much so, at least partially right, because again, in my generation, you're so used to seeing the blood and gore and the nitty gritty and the nasty blah, and it was all left up to your imagination. But I don't think that's what the problem I had with it. The problem I had with it is that you go an hour and how many minutes into the movie before you even see him pick up his iconic weapon?
Yep.
Which that is, again,
it's a very slow burn. It is.
Slow burn?
It is.
Okay, let's start out with the first mistake that they made. They show up to the insane asylum. Insane asylum, can't talk. And we see this hand reach down because Michael Myers is on top of the car.
Yes.
Practical effects aside, I understand you don't have CGI, but you could have hid that prosthetic better that he actually uses to break the glass. I see this big bulging plastic piece into his palm that's ridiculous. Put something between his fingers at least. Just anything but that.
Yeah.
And now he suddenly knows how to drive a car. Again, been in an insane asylum since he was 6 years old.
That was, hand waved.
Go-karts.
That was hand waved over when Loomis brought up the attention. Well, somebody must have been giving him lessons.
Who?
It doesn't matter. Somebody.
It hand waved that problem away. That
Michael Myers paid somebody a pack of cigarettes to help him learn how to drive or something.
Right there.
Maybe that had
hand waved it away.
Maybe that had something to do with the rune.
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know. I thought I was.
Maybe it was the supernatural side that he already had it in
And
his
the
head.
fact that they were cognitive, aware enough to even write that one line of fucking dialogue because they knew people would always pick that apart. They're like, nope, somebody must have fucking taught them.
Right.
There you go.
It's okay, but fucking who? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe Danny Trejo.
Dude, Danny Trejo in the Rob Zombie movie, I really did feel bad for.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
He was such a caretaker. He really supported that guy, and he was just like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yep, I was good to you.
Yeah, dude. And Danny Trejo, listen, the guy's a sweetheart in real life. All right.
Yeah. How are you gonna do that to Machete?
Uncle Machete. Who, by the way, Uncle Machete, Danny Trejo is canon from Spy Kids too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
I've never seen him.
Yeah, so he took Danny Trejo and good old Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Again, it was a slow burn. I don't think I was down for that. The Boogeyman references, I thought that was pretty nifty.
Yeah.
They made some serious errors in their filming, like when he comes into the house that Laurie's in with the two kids.
Mm-hmm.
He drops the knife on the living room floor, leaves it there, and then we see it staying there when he has another knife with him that we never saw him pick up. That bothered me. Whatever, it's a movie. Get over it. Listen, I don't know about you, but if I had some crazed serial killer in my house trying to kill me and I just dealt with him finally, and then some other guy comes running in my house waving a gun with no credentials or badge, I'm going to be freaking out a hell of a lot more than, oh, thank you, you've come to save me. It bothered me. The whole fucking movie kind of bothered me. But again, different generation. But that's my take on him.
All right. So my question for you, man, is that did you also not like Alien or Jaws?
Actually, I'm not a huge fan of Jaws.
What?
All right, I'm fucking done.
No. I like it. I wouldn't say it's a, oh my god, great movie. All right, Alien, I fucking love.
We have to be open to other viewpoints. We have to be open to them.
The viewpoints, I think, is
when they're wrong. We have to be open to them.
I just don't see horror movie when I see Jaws. I see sci-fi B movie for Saturday night.
All right, so Jaws definitely wasn't sci-fi at all, and you could say it was it had shades of adventure in it. You could say that it was maybe a thriller or something like that, which is just really just high class fucking horror film.
A great white the size of 1.5 school buses.
Yeah.
It is essentially Megalodon Carcaris, and that is sci-fi.
I don't know, man, because unless you get into it was genetically engineered or whatever to come back Jurassic Park, something like that, then
Deep Blue.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah.
We're really.
But we're kind of digressing from what my point was. My point was is that you have a problem with the original Halloween being a slow burn, whereas I think that that Jaws and Alien were great examples of a slow burn. A movie where there were some kills that happened fairly early on in the middle of the film, whatever. But you don't see the monster until later in the film, until the third act, and that's what made it so terrifying. And that's what I think is so great about Halloween is like I said, that the kills the real big bad kills and and actually seeing Michael himself in action, it doesn't come until nearly the third act of the film is what makes it so great. Is that delayed gratification of those films.
I would say that personally, this is probably where I differ from you guys, is that I'm very much so a movie experience person. I could honestly give a fuck less about the storyline. If it's fun, if it's enjoyable, and if it actually makes sense, I like it. Now,
I respect that.
Watching the movie, the original Halloween, from a critic and really paying attention to the storyline, it's pretty fucking good. All right, I'll give you that. It's really good. But
from an enjoyable experience, it's not as...
It's just, there's a lot of time shitty strangling scenes in a car. Like that was bad, dude. The acting on there was poor. Halloween 2, where the guy gets strangled back behind the thermal therapy tub. That was pretty crappy.
Okay.
Oh, dead.
There's a comedy group called Tripod, and they have a song that I think kind of sums up the mentality of the younger generation, and it's called "Get to the Fucking Monkey."
Okay.
And it's referencing King Kong, and, you know, especially the Jack Black King Kong film.
I can get that. We are an instant gratification generation.
Yes, and because you remember, it took a long fucking time in that film to,
I think like almost like an hour and a half.
Where, and the whole song is basically "Get to the fucking monkey," because that's what people have paid to come and see.
Yeah,
that's what they want to see, and the generation has been raised on that.
But that's like, I don't know.
But also, I view that this generation is a generation that has now come out, the generation after Scream, even, which that generation was even different than the Michael Myers generation, the 78.
Yeah.
We got conditioned to expect certain things and predict certain things to be happening. And that's what's going on. And that's why Scream did such a great job, because it turned those expectations on its head.
Yep.
And hell, it might just even be my ADHD because I get
that
lost
could be,
in slow
but I think it is a sum up of the generational divide. As a whole, yes, there's ADHD, of course. You know, fuck you, pay attention. I
think it's also like I think it's a patience thing too.
Exactly. It's the society has been raised on having anything they want instantaneously available, not having to wait and have the patience.
Oh, you say that, and then you look at the movie Sphere. I fucking love the movie Sphere. That's a slow movie.
That is a slow fucking burn. That's a slow fucking burn.
So,
but to me, that would be your exception to your fucking rule as a whole. It sounds like to me you want to get into the shit, you know, from scene one, frame one, be ready to fucking, you know, run in the entire fucking time.
I also like psychological suspense thrillers.
But that's not a slasher flick.
I know.
All right,
but
that's
it's still very slow.
But that is what that genre is as a whole, and you're expecting to be that slow burn the entire film. When you come into a slasher flick, you are traditionally now conditioned to expect, you know, action, gore from, you know,
welcome to the bloodbath.
Exactly.
Credits.
And that's what it's going to be. And 78 probably is minus scene one. You know, the sister kill. You know, the rest of that, it's a very, very slow burn. We even talked about that, you know, when we were doing our hot take on Halloween Kills, the body count, you know, compared to the original 78.
It was like 6 versus 30.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what we've come to expect, especially out of a quote unquote, you know, Act 2 movie versus, you know, an Act 1 movie. We expect everything to be, you know, ratcheted up to extremes. So I can understand where Chase is coming from. I don't agree with it in any fucking way, shape, or form, but I can at least understand.
I respect it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say I respect it either, because
I respect it because
this guy.
No, because he's a younger generation. That's the reason why. That's why I respect it, because I have a feeling like any people from this generation is going to have this sort of opinion, because they want to be put right into it. They don't want to have to wait, the patience and stuff like
just
that.
Just like I know all of our parents would probably view the films, you know, that we may enjoy as the horror genre as a whole, you know, as kind of fucked up, and probably wouldn't be able to appreciate what we appreciate. And as old crotchety man yells at clouds, as I may sound, we're probably starting to hit that point where we're not being able to understand what the next generation, or even the generation after, is coming to expect, and what they're having to be shown to, you know, rock their expectations, because they become, you know, numb and desensitized to what was so shocking to us and what was so shocking to the generations before us.
I mean, really, at this point in the generation, it's you got to be pulling at some seriously long stretch strings to find anything that's going to wow the audience.
Exactly, and that's why I can understand where you may be coming from, even though it's fucking weird. But I can at least kind of start to peel that away because I'm looking at movies. Let's say even our grandparents. Wolfman. Dracula or Nosferatu. Frankenstein. Looking at those classic, absolutely fucking classic fucking horror movies. But realistically, are they great movies to us? We can understand, we can respect them, but are they realistically great movies to us?
No, they're not.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
and
what?
that's
I'd be
where-
called
exactly.
a hipster from Tyler because I enjoy them. So fuck them.
You can enjoy them, but they're not great movies in any fucking argument that you can make.
I think they are. I think they're classic pieces of film.
The effects are garbage.
But yeah, that's
right.
You're holding them to stand.
The acting is garbage. Right?
It is, but
the story is fucking predictable and weak as hell. Right? There is nothing that we can arguably make, saying that they are great films, except for the fact that they are the predecessors on what was built upon.
Yeah.
I can confidently sit here and say, just like those movies, Halloween 78 is a cornerstone fucking film.
Yes.
I respect the shit out of it. Critically acclaimed, it's amazing. But from a movie experience standpoint, it leaves some to be desired.
For what you've been groomed and raised on.
Exactly.
I can understand that. I can. So it's kind of an interesting argument to have that younger generation, be able to voice their opinions and making me have to look at it from the lens as that old fogey that I'm slowly evolving into. And I say slowly with my walker. I'm fucking dragging my ass up there. But yeah, that's an interesting take. I don't agree, but at least I can understand it, and it does fit my perceptions of the younger generation as being fucking little assholes. But more importantly to my ranking, since this is my episode and my opinion matters. So the absolute worst of the films was Season of the Witch. I don't think there's any fucking argument there.
You're actually including this?
Seriously, worse than
The only reason I'm including this is because Ron fucking included it. That's the only fucking reason. In all honesty, when I was going through my rankings before the show, it didn't even rate high enough to be included on the list.
But it's part of the Halloween
saga.
saga.
So if you want to fucking include it, it is the absolute fucking worst by a long shot.
Whatever. All
right. Then I'm probably gonna have to go 5, 4, 6 because I thought Paul Rudd did a decent role as Tommy Jarvis.
Tommy Jarvis.
Wasn't he Tommy Jarvis? Yeah, that was eventually, and then got replaced by Anthony Michael Hall.
Tommy Jarvis is from Friday the 13th.
Whoa, Ron, is that a punishment shot?
Tommy who? Tommy. Who did Anthony Michael Hall play? It was the same boy.
Tommy Doyle.
Yeah.
Doyle.
You said Tommy Jarvis.
You're right. I absolutely did. I fucked up. I admit it.
I think
if you're going to vote for it, go ahead and vote for it.
I'm going to vote. Yeah. A punishment shot.
Yeah. I'm voting for.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
No.
that's 2 against 1.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead and line me up.
I only say that because last episode.
You know what? I'll go ahead and I'll step it up since you think I'm, bad with the hypnotic. You know what? Hold on. Okay, never mind.
I already poured it.
Yeah, you knew what I was going to go for. You bitch.
You're not getting out of this easy.
No, I wasn't going to get out either. I was going to take a Patron.
Yeah, that's not a punishment shot. You like Patron.
That's easy sipping for you.
Tommy Jarvis.
Yeah. If I recall, it was
Tommy
two episodes ago. You guys called it on him for misnaming somebody.
Yep.
So
I take it. I wasn't arguing it.
To also be fair, like a long time ago, Ron said something. He mixed up like Sam Neill and Sam Harris.
Yeah.
And we let him go.
Yeah.
Sam Neill and Sam Harris.
Yeah.
When?
Like it was a while ago. I can't remember which episode it was.
I think he's digging in the archives.
Yeah.
We've let.
Oh, there's been episodes where you've screwed up on a name that we've missed. Or
Spicy boner.
It isn't even. Oh, punishment shot. Spicy boner. Spicy motherfucking boner.
I saw the realization on his face. It was priceless.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Yes. The Patron is done.
Hey, where we going? Juarez.
Yes, Juarez.
Going down to Juarez.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
All right, go.
Okay. So, 5, 4, 6, I believe is what I had. Then I'm going to go ahead and go with probably Resurrection. Then I'll go with H2O.
Whoa. So you're saying Resurrection is 4, 5, and 6 are at the end, and then Resurrection?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Then I'll go with H2O. Then I'm going to go with Zombies Halloween 2. When I'm just rating them as Halloween Michael Myers films, and that's the lens I'm having to paint it in, is Michael Myers Halloween films.
Yeah.
Even though I did enjoy a lot of the aspects of the Rob Zombies films, it wasn't a Halloween Michael Myers films, and I think I've established that for numerous different reasons. And then Rob Zombie's original Halloween will be the next one, because that was more Halloween than Halloween 2 of his. Then I'm going to have to probably go Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. Then I'm going to have to go probably Halloween Kills for right now, until I see what they do with Halloween Ends.
Yes, I think we're all on the same bend that when the Halloween Ends, it's going to change our opinion. It might change our opinion to a good or not.
And I'm flipping back and forth in my head. And I've been flipping back and forth in my head since we originally even talked about this show, whether the 2018, in my opinion, or whether the original 78 was better. And I love and respect everything that came from the 78. And I know, without being able to stand on the shoulder of that giant, 2018 wouldn't have been nearly as good. So I'm gonna have to go 2018, I guess,
for number 2.
As number 2. And it's like a cunt hair away. It really is. And it just keeps fighting back and forth. 78 is probably, I guess, gonna have to be my favorite, even though I appreciate a lot more of the 2018, but I know I wouldn't appreciate it if it wasn't everything that was laid out already by the 78.
Right.
And so this, like, the mask is, I as much as the Halloween Kills mask is great, I have to give it to the 2018 mask, because without the 2018 mask, there was no Halloween Kills mask.
Yeah.
I have to give it to 78 as number 1. I do, just by the tiniest of fucking margins, even though the production was weaker. In my opinion,
did your opinion change?
No, it's been literally since we picked out that we were going to be doing this, the 2018 film, and I knew that we were going to have to be rating the films.
Yeah.
I knew that it was going to be a battle, and it has. I've been flipping back and forth so often between the two films of which one I appreciate more, and I just keep going back to, without the 78 one and everything that was laid out and done, and the love that the 2018 had for the 78 one, there would be no 2018 one.
Yeah.
And everything that I appreciate wouldn't have been able to evolve in an organic fashion. So I have to, out of just pure respect, I have to give it to 78, because without it, not only would there be no Halloween films, there would be no 2018 Halloween, there'd be no Jason, there'd be no Freddy, no Chucky, no you can make the argument there'd be no fucking Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, you got to put the Driller
There'd be
Killer
no
in there.
fucking Pinhead. There wouldn't be a vast
or
majority.
the Miner from Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
I mean,
a
seriously.
vast majority of B horror movies.
Yeah.
You know, without this granddaddy of them all.
Right.
So I think that's why I'm going to have to give it to 78, just by the smallest fucking margin ahead of the 2018, out of pure love and respect of everything that was born because of it.
Tyler, you picked 1978 for your number one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's three of us with the 1978.
Yeah, so
other
we're
than
all in agreement that Chase is fucking wrong by a huge fucking margin.
Oh man.
Well, are you guys attributing your ranking of it is based on what it has, what all the other movies owe to it?
And I'm trying to. I've really been trying to not color my appreciation of it based
I
on
fully
sentimentality.
support, knowing that that's the cornerstone movie that started everything.
But
That's nothing wrong
without
with that.
watching that, you cannot realistically appreciate any of the other films.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
I could watch all the Rob Zombie movies and never
all two of them, which are vastly different from each other.
I mean,
it's
two without knowing the others.
Yeah,
they are two different, they're very two different movies.
Yeah, but even then,
hitting me.
their own timeline. But but there's still. Would you agree? Now that you've exposed yourself to a greater margin than just those two, and I understand why those two stick out to you so much. It does really fit your younger generation. It does 100%. But now that you've exposed yourself to the other films as a whole, do those two films make it actually feel like what Michael Myers and Halloween is supposed to be compared to? Exactly. They're not the same. It's not the same bad guy. Realistically, yes, they have the same name and same fucking generalized mask. They're not the fucking same.
Right. And I think you guys were right, like talking about earlier tonight when you're saying that it could have been a much better series if he had made it with a different character.
Exactly. That's what
model it on it all you want, but call it what it is. It's a different animal.
Yes, the same way, House of a Thousand Corpses and that trilogy.
The Firefly family.
Yeah. That stole heavily from other fucking films.
Mainly Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but other films too.
But it became its own story, own entity, and I respected the shit out of that, even though it was a straight theft of film from a lot of fucking other entities. It at least told its own story, its own entity, and that's why I can appreciate it. Now, if he tried to redo fucking Texas with that same style, you wouldn't have appreciated it.
No, not at all. Because I was actually a big fan of the original, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So that's why I don't think that it works as well because of the source material that he was trying to redo. But anyway, time for final thoughts. I appreciate all you guys bearing with us this entire month as we show our love for different horror films, or some cases discussed. Season of the Witch in particular.
Shut up! Fuck. Good movie.
We appreciate it. We really love the fact that you guys really seem to be enjoying this, and we're glad that you guys keep on listening. And we really hope you tell your friends, tell your loved ones, to give us a listen. And reach out to us, on your thoughts on how you feel that we're coming across. We really do, especially when you want to agree with me that 2018 is an amazing fucking film that Rob Zombie's Halloweens can lick my taint. Have a great day. We love you. Bye.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Later.
Happy Halloween.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to our podcast, Barrel Age Flicks. We are so excited for the upcoming episodes headed your way and bonus episodes of The Small Batch, Sammy Selects, and now the new Tasting Room. If you like our show, please spread the word, give us a like, or leave us some kind of review on any of the social media pages. Give us a follow on Instagram, Barrel Flicks, or Facebook, Barrel Age Flicks. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, Radio Public, Audible, Pocket Cast, Spotify, CastBox, YouTube, and now Pandora. Please shoot us an email at barrelageflix@gmail.com with comments and movie suggestions for future shows or any other things you'd like to let us know. Credit to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio on YouTube. Man, your music is awesome. We thank you so much for that. It's great. You guys go ahead and check him out. I just want to say thank you so much. We hope to see you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening. See you then.